Hello, everyone, and welcome to another session of Roll for Damage, where a group of us geeky friends decided to get together and showcase our storytelling through Dungeons and Dragons for all of the interwebs. No major announcements today. We have everyone back at the table. Yay. I don't. So next week is a long weekend for like everyone. So it's Canada Day for those of us Canucks on the Friday. And then on the Monday, it's Independence Day for our US fellows. So I don't know yet what we're doing. I'm also traveling for work Monday to Thursday. So depending on how crazy that is, and like our airport here in Toronto is fucked up right now. So depending on how frustrated I get and how bad that situation is, and just how stressed that makes me, we'll see. But we'll put out an announcement if we're not going to be playing. But so far, I think we'll go with, unless anyone tells me that they're taking the weekend off and traveling to their cottage or going camping or something like that. I think we're all going to be here and we're going to be playing. So let's go with like next week should be a normal session, but if not, I will let you I will let you all know through Twitter and stuff like that. So I think that's it. So with that, let's jump into tonight's session of Roll for Damage.
A door opens, adventure awaits your creation. Each person plays their part, abilities to lay the foundation, setting the stage for everything to start. Classes, they help define a role and for choices. I want finalize the building session zero. Integrates the character and begins a new destiny to be fulfilled. This is your moment to capture. Your fate is hinged on a bet. Release the dice and charge forward. This game is not a game tonight. You'll bet your life. The table is set. This is your moment. Take control. It's critical. The final curtain is rising. The world's forever changed. A story made for the ages. All the lost experience and friends for every table is the future laid out before you. One you will never forget. This group of friends that support you. Come on, answer the call. Don't freeze until the table is set.
All right. So let's get things set up here. So okay. All right. So last we left off, our group had made their way back to Riverin to look for the Strings of Destiny, one of the artifacts of the gods that they had been told about when they had inquired with some of the deities themselves and done some research. They only knew that the strings were below the city somewhere, but spent some time looking in to where they might be. In the midst of doing that, got into a little trouble with the library where Navari and Zavrin ended up being required to do a bit of community service. Also, while searching the city, Rena learned that Cal, someone from her past, who had taken her brother and others from her village, was back in the city at this time, and was having a party for high society at some point in the next few days. And then after spending a day, the group had learned that Oriana's mother, Helena Scarlet, the star of the opera, had not made it home the next day after the evening's performance and began to search. After some investigation, learned of a strange connection between the opera house and an underground flooded catacomb, where eventually, after searching and getting into a bit of a hairy situation with a strange tentacled creature, learned that it was likely a kraken from Navari's own knowledge of sea creatures, um, and that it sung opera quite well and seemed to be practicing down there. Um, Taking the entire group after gathering some resources in order to be able to breathe properly under the water and preparing themselves, the group ventured further in to this strange flooded subspace below the city, getting into a bit of a whirlwind of activity, almost getting blended at the bottom of said whirlwind, but eventually finding themselves in front of the Kraken once more, the great Rayo, and convinced with a little bit of deception that they were talent agents willing to contract him to the opera to be another sort of co-star to perform, and accepting their offer and telling them he simply wanted to be able to see this contract within, a reasonable period of time. He swam off and left them to their own devices. The group decided to leave the catacombs and attempt to make good on this deception, contacting the impresario of the opera house and pulling him from his family in the late evening, where he explained to them that though he ran the day-to-day and was sort of the general manager, it was not in his job description and his allowance to write contracts. And even if he did, he would need the signatures and the say-so from the two co-owners of the opera who were not there at the time, and that they would have to make meetings with them to get their agreement so that he could write up the contract and do what they needed, and had said once they get the thumbs up, he would be happy to do whatever they need, as he was a friend of Helena's and wanted the best for her well-being. He also explained that he was willing to call in the authorities if they needed that to help move things along, if that would be in their best interest. But after leaving them for the evening, the group went back to Orianna's. Some got sleep. Orianna sent some missives off to the owners of the opera to attempt to get a meeting with them in the morning as quickly as possible. And the group also looked into other potential connections. Another opera star had this happened previously. Taking the night to sleep on it, the group woke. Zavrin and Navari headed back off to complete their community service for the day, helping refugees back outside the walls of the city. And Orianna and Rena began to head towards Dragonstone Citadel. Orianna to meet with Francine, I believe. I think that was her name, right? I'm trying to make sure that Francine Gauche. One of the co-owners, as she had meetings with both scheduled at the same time or relatively close to one another and likely wouldn't be able to make both. While Rena was going to case and observe Cal's estate to see if she noticed anything interesting, since there was not much else to do, while Nemeron and Artemis headed to the library once more to see if they could learn anything about the opera house or anything more that would help them in this mystery with this kraken under the city. And that is where we pick up. So, let's start with Artemis and Nemeron. You guys make your way to the library once more. It's fairly early in the morning, so the library is fairly quiet, but you do see a few different people moving around, gathering books, likely students or other scholars within the city that require some information. But it's fairly quiet in comparison to when you've been before. But you have the run of the establishment.
So Nimron, we want to find more information about Rayo. Is that what we're looking for?
I mean, maybe not Rayo. Maybe someone like Miss like Lady Scarlet, of a famous performer in the opera who was, you know, raptured up or disappeared mysteriously, or missing persons notices of, you know, Lottie performers.
I don't know if they have a missing person section in the library, but we can look.
I mean, I guess. I mean, they seem to have everything so far, but
Okay, so what are you looking for?
um, missing reports, I guess, of performers from the opera house within the past. You said Lady Scarlet has been performing there for 20 years, more or less.
I think I said that she has been the star for maybe the last 15 or so.
Okay.
And before that, or 10. And before
Okay.
that, she was like up and coming and she was learning under Hazel.
Okay.
But she's been performing herself probably about 20, 25.
Okay, but she's been the gem of the opera
30.
house for the past 10 years, you
Like
said?
10 to 15, yeah.
Okay. So I guess within that time frame, some performer who's gone missing from the, like, just
Okay.
in general.
Go ahead and make a investigation. Artemis, you're helping?
Yeah.
Okay. So make it with
We'll
advantage.
look together.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Investigation. Oh no. 26.
All right, with a 26. You are unable to find missing persons reports because missing persons reports would likely be with the police.
Yeah.
What you do find, though, is records of various stars of the opera over the past century. So you do have there are a couple of biographies of who Hazel was. There are a couple of books or journals or things like that on the previous stars up to the last 100 years. Is there you can look into them if you would like. It's more when you look through, it's more just who they were. It's looking at hey, I want to know
a yearbook.
I want to look at Al Pacino's biography, who is he, how did he come up in acting.
Oh, okay.
It's about their life story basically.
Okay. Anyone that stands out to me in particular, just quickly skimming through it?
Is there something specific you're looking for? If you're looking for anything, I will say stands out to you in terms of strange, not really, but there's some interesting stuff, just life stuff
I guess
from some of these people.
For some reason, I guess I'll just look at any male opera singers and male performers within the past 100 years in the thing.
Okay, yeah, there are a couple. There is one named David Quincy. He was a male sort of baritone opera star during overlapping Hazel's, but retired before she finished. Basically, they kind of co-starred a little bit. There was another about maybe 30 years before that, named Evan Starr, and he was a tenor, and he held his own for a good 40 years before he decided to retire and live his life.
Well, there might be a couple of names we can say to the Kraken, see if that rings any bells. Well, maybe we'll just let Orianna handle it, actually. She's got a plan for this.
I mean, we'll give her what we found, I guess. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna find anything else here. Hmm. Anything else you want to look up? I mean, I don't. I think we've run the library dry at this point.
What else can you make her come up with on the spot?
No, I think that's about it for me. I'm not too great with books. I usually leave that up to Zavrin or yourself.
I wasn't too great with books until this, so.
It's coming in handy.
God, I hope so. I guess I'll just. I, hmm. I think I'm okay. I don't think I'm gonna find anything else in the library.
Okay, is there where would you guys head after?
You think maybe there would be something in Lady Scarlet's like quarters? That sounds a little scandalous, but
I mean,
you know,
we
like
kind of already
maybe
know
like
where we're going. We don't need to investigate anymore. We were already there to look for clues and information. Don't think water's going to tell us anything.
I mean that's fair. I mean maybe like the letters she got at the opera house, maybe they were sent to the actual estate. Maybe she got death threats sent to her house.
Or we could try to contact Zavern and Navari and see if they get a lunch break and they could come back and help us.
Okay.
You guys can join us.
Hmm.
So what are you guys doing?
I guess so. We're calling Navari and Zavern then. Oh wait, but no, but they're with the monsters. If we make noise, they're gonna get swarmed. Me? Hmm. Is there a way we can send a text message on the Arcana tech phone?
No.
It's only like FaceTime, basically.
Yep.
Okay. You called.
All right, here we go.
Who are you contacting?
I'm going to call up Navari.
Okay. Navari, you guys are
Hello?
slipping
Hello?
into the you guys are slipping into the darkness as you are leading a caravan to another town, maybe about 4 hours away from 4 hours away from River End, to the east. But you hear the beep 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 beep.
Click, click.
Hello
You
there?
really don't understand how this works, do you?
And you hear shh. What are you doing? Put it away.
Son of a.
It
What?
seems like you're occupied. Just wondering if you'll be back anytime soon. Let us know if you're not dying. Okay.
Hey, don't die.
That's what we're trying.
Oh.
If you need us, let us know.
If you... Oh, okay, yeah. Call us anytime. Good to hear from you. Murder safely.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Click.
Okay.
Do you think they'll probably get in trouble because we've done that twice in a row already?
Go ahead and just make a stealth for me, Navari.
Okay. Scree attacked.
Mm. Okay.
22.
You guys continue on. You do hear like noises out in the darkness. You can't see because the darkness is so oppressive that it only goes as far as your vision allows. And though the caravan is carrying dim lights, they're trying to be as discreet as possible. The light is only used to just make sure that you're not going into like, potholes or pits are gonna cause anything to happen as you're walking through. But you feel like even though that call came through, you were able to mask it quickly enough that it doesn't seem like anything is coming the way of the caravan. But you know that you'll have to be careful of that going forward, because some of these creatures do have pretty good hearing um,
Mm-hmm.
and can hone in on not just you've learned now not just sight or hearing, some on heat signature. And so just having the extra perception, if that causes them to draw closer, they will pick up on your heat and dive in on you guys. So, all right. Artemis Nemeron, anything else? What are the rest of your plans for the day?
Okay. And how long ago did we buy those water breathing potions from the alchemist? Like literally yesterday, huh?
At this point, you're did that under
We used it at
that.
nighttime when we came back.
Yeah, you used it just
Mm.
after you guys had finished dinner and rushed over to the opera house. So probably around, I'd say like 7 o'clock, 7:30 at night. At this point, it's like 9:30, 10 in the
So we have
morning.
like
Maybe
10
actually no,
hours
I
left.
think I said it was a bit later than that because Oriana's appointment was at 10:30, so you're actually probably at around like 11:30 at this point. So yeah, you have like you have what 7:30 would be 12 hours. 7:30 plus 4 is so 16 hours. So you have about what 8 hours left of it.
Okay.
I'd say that we just go to the theater, not to go into the lower area, but just to wait until they come back, and
Okay.
we'll have meet up at there. That's where they got to come back with the documents so that we can get the performer to perform.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are just heading your way over to the opera house
Mhm.
and to just hang out and wait. Okay. Sounds good. All right. Oriana and Rena. You guys are heading to Dragonstone Citadel. You eventually get to the district. What are you guys doing?
Well, Rena, if you still want to see where Cal lives, I think I know. Do I know where in?
You don't.
Okay, it's somewhere around here. I was going to say where exactly, but I don't actually know. But this is the location. So if you want to, I don't know, wander around and see if you see him out walking the streets, or I don't know, maybe he has a mailbox or something that says, Cal lives here.
Well, I know that he had some very distinctive carriages. Maybe I can find where he was based on those.
That is a brilliant idea, actually.
And his guards were wearing specific outfits. Maybe they have specific ones for him. I'm not sure, but I'll keep an eye out. I just want to see, at least to know where he is.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Right, so I'm gonna...
So you split off from Oriana and start looking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check for me. Okay. You start to walk around trying to locate any of the uniforms that you saw or the like vehicles that you saw take off from the prison, or Cal, or even your brother, and you're trying to keep your eye out as you're walking by these like very large gated or stone-walled properties where there's only like a gated entrance with often like a guard tower or guards like a guard patrolling by with from the inside. Initially you don't see anything, but this is a fairly large district. There are a lot of wealthy people. Might take you a little bit to be able to look for someone um, given how closed off a lot of these properties are. But yeah, you continue on trying to keep an eye out for any of that stuff. Orianna, where are you heading?
I am heading to Francine Gauche.
Okay. So, based on the letter you received back, you see the address and everything like that. You know where it is. You head over there, and again, a very large estate property, high stone walls, uh, a sort of cast iron, intricate pattern on the gate closed in front of you. You see a pad similar to your estate on the side of the gate.
I will approach the padlock, and not a. It's actually a padlock.
It's not a padlock; it's a pad, like
Okay, sorry,
like
misheard.
that you can press a button on.
Then assuming it is similar to the one at the Scarlet Estate, I will boop.
Okay. You press it and you wait for a moment, and you just hear a gruff voice. Hello. Who is this?
My name is Orianna Scarlet. I have a appointment with Francine Gauche.
Okay. Give me a moment. Someone will be out to escort you. And then the pad clicks off. Once you're left there, maybe 5 minutes goes by before a figure dressed in a suit steps up. Severe features, black hair, dark eyes, speaks through the gate and says, "May I please see your appointment letter?"
I will pull out the letter.
Takes it, looks at it. Yes, Miss Orianna. Please. And you see him press something on the other side, and the gates open. Once they open, he waits for you to walk inside before they close behind you, and he says, "Please, follow me. I'll take you to her." And you walk down this long stone pathway all the way up to the front of this very large estate, much larger than your family's. And you do see, looking around the grounds, there are dogs, there are guards. It looks like there is also like people working on the house, like gardeners, like landscapers, things like that. But eventually you make it up to these large front doors. He opens them and leads you in, taking you down a hallway and into a sitting room. And he just says, "Please make yourself comfortable. There should be a points over to a like a bureau where it looks like there is like a decanters of some kind of alcohol, wine, like a pot of coffee, water, and some type of juice." He says, "Please, if you need anything, it should be there for you. Miss Gauche will be with you in just a moment." And
Thank you.
closes the door behind you and leaves you to your own devices. Is there anything specific you do? There is like a couple of chairs. There is a like a sofa, like a sitting sofa, like a 2-seater, love seat or whatever they call it.
I'll go sit on the sofa. And maybe if it like takes more than a few minutes, maybe go grab like a glass of water.
Okay. You have to grab yourself a glass of water. You settle yourself on the sofa, and eventually the door opens. You see a woman, quite beautiful, blonde hair, um, looks to be human, um, uh, tannish skin, but not like she's not pale, but not dark skinned, but looks like sun does her well. Um, Brown eyes, kind face. Hard to place her age. Maybe like could be between like anywhere between like mid 20s and mid 50s, and it's really hard to know because this woman is immaculate. And maybe she uses a bit of Botox. Like you don't know. Like she's just very like kept up her appearance very well. So you're just not sure. She is in a beautiful dress. But like a working dress. So it's not like a ballroom gown. But like think of like a nice like Versace like work dress kind of thing. But she closes the door and she says, "Ah, hello. This is unexpected, but a pleasure. You are Orianna, who had
Yes.
something urgent to speak with me about. Please, do tell me, what can I do for you?" And she takes a seat on one of the chairs, after going and making herself a cup of coffee, sort of stirring it as she's speaking to you before coming over and sitting down and settling it.
Yes, I apologize for the haste in which this meeting was arranged, but it is a rather urgent situation.
Yes?
I don't know if you've heard, my mother, Helena, has gone missing.
I had actually been called about it. I did not know this was the case, but it is concerning. When the authorities spoke with me, I told them I didn't have any understanding of what had happened, that no one had contacted me except for them. And I have not been to the opera house in the better part of a week. I don't get there as often as I would like, but I do try to make it every once in a while.
Well, my friends and I are adventurers. We've made a bit of a name for ourselves, traveling and trying to help people where we can. But we decided to investigate this a little bit on our own just to see what we could find out. And we traced what we think is her kidnapper to a creature that is living beneath the opera house in these watery tunnels.
So let me understand and repeat back to you how I'm understanding this. A young woman who is in shaky standing with the current Atrillian government, on watch after breaking in to a forbidden area of the city, decides again to go over and above the authorities to look into something without anyone's knowledge. And you've found that there is a creature underneath the opera house. This is correct?
Yes, but to be fair, we did try to approach the authorities immediately after she went missing, and they basically said, well, there's not much we can do right now.
Yes.
That is why we took our own initiative, because it's my mother.
And once you found that something strange had occurred, you didn't think to...
we're in the process of getting the authorities involved and trying to resolve this well within the law and making sure everyone is safe.
Go ahead and make a persuasion with disadvantage for me.
Okay. Okay, but
Yeah,
I
so it's
still
a
take
23.
10, so 23.
Got it. She just looks at you and says, I see. Okay. I am understanding the situation. So you found there's a creature living under the opera house.
Well, there's a room under the opera house that we think is connected to where it lives, but yes, essentially living underneath it.
And how does this involve me? I'm sorry, I am not an adventurer. I own an opera house and I work in the government a little bit as help with many different types of business inquiries and things like that. So,
Well, that is actually where your skills and abilities aid us the best. The creature appears, for lack of a better term, sentient, and appears to enjoy singing opera. I know how crazy this probably sounds, but we made a deal with the creature that if we could somehow get it a contract to sing at the opera house, that it would let my mother go free. Now, I understand this puts you in quite an imposition here, and that is why it is not only you that we are going to be telling this to.
no, let me again reiterate so I can make sure I am understanding this
Oh, I'm
correctly.
so scared.
So, you investigate without the authorities into this creature. You meet with this creature. What creature is this? I'm sorry, I don't I don't know. When you say creature, I assume it is not a normal person who has kidnapped your mother. You seem to be talking, and given the strange things that are happening in our world right now, I just want to understand exactly what you are talking about. So, this creature is...
Well, we don't think it's a demon, or any sort of fiendish creature at the very least. It might be a kraken. One of our friends has experience on the sea and said it kind of reminds them of that, although it might be a bit small for that.
Okay, so let me get this straight. A mythological sea beast that usually destroys ships, sings opera. You've met with this creature. And you, with no power or authority, decided to agree to giving this creature a contract to my opera to sing after kidnapping my current opera star.
Okay, when you say it like that, it does sound bad. I did not promise I could get the contract. I promised I would try to, which I understand. If
Oh, well,
you do
that's
not
good,
wish-
because it does not seem like you are going to get one.
Understandable. Understandable.
I'm confused as to how you want me to approach this situation. You would like for me to make a star of my opera a creature of the sea that normally murders sailors and eats them, if this is to be believed, which maybe it is not a kraken, but it is a sea creature that has kidnapped my opera star, and I am meant to reward this creature allow it onto my stage in front of many of the city's denizens to sing, hoping that it is on its best behavior and will not devour them as well after it has finished its performance.
I understand that this does not seem like the most well thought out plan.
Make another
And-
persuasion with disadvantage, please.
$23.
No,
At 18 would have
it
been nice.
does not, because not only did you do this under the noses of our city's guard and our government, you adventured, you found your evidence, but rather than bringing it back and presenting it to anyone, you decided to lie to this creature and tell it that you would give it a contract. Using what zero authority you have over anything right now, Miss Scarlet. I seriously question whether your mother should stay at my opera house, given
No.
her daughter's behavior.
No. No. Do not blame my mother
But
for
I
my
do not,
emotions.
and Atril does not judge people based simply on family. Still, you seem to have an understanding of this creature, what it wants. Rather than coming to me and attempting to fake an actual contact to have this creature perform, I could potentially write something up, but it would not be truthful, and it would take time. Also, I'm not sure how you get... Where is this creature living? Under the opera? In the sewers?
It would seem that it is the sewers, although it does not appear to be sewage water, it appears to be seawater.
It lives in the water. How are you supposed to get a document to this creature in the water that won't just fall apart?
I'm the first person to admit that my actions over the past few days have been based in raw emotion, out of fear, out of love, out of a desire to make sure that my mother is safe.
Your mother has been a boon to the opera house. She is an amazing performer, and she is immensely talented, as well as very intelligent. I do not want anything to happen to her, but even if I were to validate this crazy option of yours, I would have to speak to my partner, get him to agree as well, and we would have to figure out how to... A contract takes time. We have to build it from something. And we have to be certain about the provisions that we put in the contract. It is usually not something that is done in a day, even hours a day. It usually takes a few days, sometimes a week. Even if I was to shorten this time with some kind of general offer, then I still have to figure out how to make it waterproof in some way, to get it down to a opera singing sea creature, sea monster. If you can maybe wait a few days, I can see what I can hook up with my co-owner, Idilbert, but you're going to have to give me some time. And a little time to even think about if I wish to assist in this. Also, I would like to get the authorities involved so that they understand that I don't actually plan to simply allow a sea creature, a sea monster, to stand on my stage, float on my stage. I'm not even sure how that would work, but be on my stage singing to an audience with no protection or guarantees that it won't go crazy and attempt to kidnap, take, or kill more people. Also, I have no understanding if he has not already eaten your mother or is preparing to do so once this is all given to him. And contract is contract. So generally, if it's written, we have to adhere to the guidelines that we state. I'm not in the process of breaking my word or how we work in the city, and perhaps if you say this creature is sentient, it knows this as well. I don't know. But just from the readings I have done on these kinds of mythological creatures, in any of the stories they have written about them, they tend to be quite intelligent. They're not just stupid beasts that eat and survive. So, if you wish to give me a few days, I can contact you back again.
No.
Or if you bring the authorities and they get involved, I can maybe work with them to draft something up fairly quickly, but I'd have to work with them and know that they are behind me in understanding how we are going to do this.
I will attempt to speak with the authorities, but I understand your position, and I have a much clearer head this morning than I did last night when this plan was hatched out of haste.
Well, I will tell you this. We've had this conversation. I can't tell you how much of this I believe, or how much seems realistic to me. But your mother has been missing. Now that I know that there is potential foul play in some way, I will be contacting the authorities after I finish with this conversation with you. So please understand my position as well. I will not be waiting on you. I will be speaking with them.
I understand.
But, like I said, if you speak with them and this is a path forward, I am willing to work with the law in whatever capacity they need of me to see that this gets resolved as quickly and quietly as possible.
I understand. Thank you again for your time. I am sorry to have wasted it.
I apologize that I cannot indulge your flights of fancy this quickly, Orianna.
Thank you again. I'll just kind of bow and
She stands up
walk out.
and opens the door for you, kind of gestures you out, as that same gentleman is kind of like waiting in the hallway, sees you, comes over and starts leading you out as you watch as she walks out of the room down the hallway and heads into another door, shutting it behind her. As you are led back out of the estate, and out of the gates.
Once I'm outside, I will call Rena on the communicator.
Okay. Rena, you get the beep, beep, beep as you're still like walking parts of Dragonstone Citadel looking for any sign of Cal. You see Oriana's face pop up.
Hi, Rena. Not surprisingly, the plan did not go our way. I'm going to find the authorities and see what I can do about getting them involved. And then I think I'm going to the Opera House because I believe that's where we agreed to meet Artemis and Nemeron when we were done with our individual tasks.
All right. I'll meet you there.
Okay, see you soon.
And I click, and I'm gonna keep looking for a little while. before I
Okay.
head back.
All right. Rena, go ahead and make another perception check for me. A 16. Okay. As you walk for maybe another 15, 20 minutes, you pass by a another estate, and as you're just like passing by and looking inside, you do just briefly notice walking by the gate a gentleman in that same sort of uniform that you had seen with Cal. He passes by and like continues on, and you can't see where he goes, but likely a guard inside the grounds kind of patrolling.
All right. I'm just gonna kind of look around a little bit, take note of where I'm at for future reference, and then I will turn and try to go find my way back to the opera house.
Okay. Sounds good. Cool. So, Artemis and Nemeron, you start heading over to the opera house. Go ahead, both of you, and make me perception checks as you start to get closer.
Perception. Okay. Oh, not advantage, sorry.
Okay, so 18, 25. Okay. Both of you, from a distance as you're walking up, you notice there's a bit more activity happening around the opera house at this time. You see a couple of vehicles parked outside. You see a few people sort of walking the area, and you do see a few people sort of collected at the front. And the people that are like walking around the area, you see that they're starting to tape it off.
Well,
and-
Nemeron, we tried. I say we go back to the hotel and tell everybody that we can't get in anymore.
Do the cars
Pretty
look
clear.
Do the cars look at all like what I saw Rena chase when we saw Cal near the rending location?
No, with that perception,
Okay.
no. They definitely look like you can see
Almost
like
city guard.
yeah, like city guard vehicle.
Okay.
You actually, with a 25, you see speaking with someone like out front. So you notice like the crowd is people gathering, kind of like, you know, like onlookers being like,
nosy.
ooh, what's going on? And you can see like some of the guard are like pushing the back. You can't hear what they're saying from where you are yet because you're still a bit of a ways away. But you can see that they're like kind of keeping them back as they start to tape off the area. But sort of on the steps, talking to another gentleman, you see a man you don't recognize, but just based on what he's wearing, military, like general of some sort. Gray hair, a well-trimmed beard, human-looking, but he seems to be in serious conversation with this looks to be like a city guard, like a detective or whatever, like a city guard that's sort of handling the scene, and they seem to be going like talking back and forth quickly with one another. But that's what you see.
I don't see the impresario near the entrance talking.
You do not see the impresario at this time, no.
Okay.
But you do see like a bunch of people like starting to tape it off. You see
Like the
guards kind of
barricades
like,
pushing them back.
yeah, you see
Okay.
people moving around. You see a few people kind of looking around the grounds of the opera house, kind of like searching for kind of like evidence and things like that, like looking at the grounds and stuff like that. You do see a few dogs sniffing.
Artie, what do we do?
Well, it's pretty clear that we can't get in. I don't think it's a good idea that we do this type of stuff. This is a job for Navari.
Yeah, doing it in the middle of the day doesn't seem like a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna take careful note of that military person and
Mhm.
like try to. I don't know if I'm gonna draw a picture, but I'll write down kind of in my prayer book what this person looked like, just so that we have an idea of who may be leading this, and then I'll tell the group about this person that we saw.
Okay.
I wanna see this, like, if we're heading to the Scarlet Estate, do we walk past the Opera House, or do we like make a U-turn and go back where we were walking from?
You don't walk past it, but you walk away from it.
Oh shit.
It's
So there's
not
no
like
way
a
we can get-
U-turn because it's not back the way you came from the library. It's kind of like back down the road, like just like if the opera house is south, it's like you're going north, kind of thing.
Okay. So if I wanted to like get close enough to hear what was being said, I'd have to like go, oh, wrong turn, and go back.
Yeah, you'd have to get
Okay.
up into the crowd where the guy is like pushing people away, and even then you're not sure if you'll be able to hear it because there's people there and there's the guy like pushing away and they're standing on the steps, so you're not sure how much you might be able to read something, but
I don't have that spell prepared. Shit. We gotta go. We'll have to let Orianna and Rena know that they need to go back home or to Orianna's house. I don't like the looks of this though. I'm immediately more nervous, and I'll just beep, or I'll conference in Rena and Orianna.
okay. So are you using the communicator?
Yeah, I'm not using sending. I'm using the communicator.
Okay, so you you beep both of them, and
Mhm.
both of you, Oriana and Rena, as you're walking towards that section of the city, get the beep 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 beep.
Nope. Head home. Head back to the Scarlet Estate. The Opera House is taped off with military. There's a military man. I don't know who he is.
Slow down, Namaron. What? It's taped off. What do you mean?
They've officially made it a crime scene. There's tape. There's barricades. The police pushing people back because there's a crowd now. We won't be able to get in.
Is it military or police?
And you said the main person talking to everyone was military, right, DM?
Well,
But there's-
that was the only person that you noticed with military regalia. Everyone
just-
else that was dealing with the scene was looked more to be like city guard.
There was one military person. He seems to be like the person everyone's talking to, and I'll describe who I see to Orianna, or who I saw to Orianna.
Okay.
Does it sound familiar?
Yeah, it sounds like Axel. Sounds like
I
your
hang up
father.
and I run. I hang up and I run.
Whoa.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, Rena, you still have it open, so you watch
I,
Oriana's face kind of go, but Rena's still there.
So how
Do
did
we
it go?
know who that person was?
I didn't know. Right,
Okay,
hey,
well, I'm gonna still go follow Oriana.
Yeah.
So you
We'll hang around.
Well, I'll let you know. Bye. Click.
Bye.
Okay, and you go tearing off after Oriana. So you guys are Namaron and Artemis. You just hanging around the area, just like back from it, kind of thing.
I really want to
Yeah,
hear
I
what
don't
they're
think we
saying.
should. I don't think we should get any closer. Every time we get involved in something, it goes awry. This is not a good idea. Let's wait till we're all together. That way we all go to jail, and it's okay because we'll be together.
Community
There's-
service, community service.
There's no bonding more like going to prison together. You know what? You're right.
Okay, so you guys wait in the back.
Yeah.
Um,
I just,
Ori-
sorry. I just want to keep an eye out to see if any more military people or any more like heavily guarded people come to the Opera House. In the meantime.
okay. You are keeping an eye out. You do notice, and I'll just continue with the perception check. You do notice, after maybe 10 minutes or so, that military dressed gentleman walks into the opera house and out of sight. While the guards are continuing to keep everything cordoned off. But about 25 minutes later, Orianna, you get to the opera house. And Nemron, I'll say, like, with your passive, you see Orianna, like, just tearing down one of the streets coming towards you.
Where is he? Where is he? Where is he?
Hey. He went inside.
I'm gonna look for the nearest guard.
Okay.
Why?
So you rush off towards the barrier now that's been erected. And you see guards there.
I need to speak with Axel Scarlet.
Why do you need to do this?
I'm his daughter, and I have information about this case.
Okay, well, he isn't the active investigator on this, but I can have him come out to speak with you, since you are his family. Just give me a moment, and he gets, like, one of the other guards to, like, come and, like, sort of stand watch to make sure, like, no crowd pushes past, and starts to head inside, and eventually, maybe 10 or so minutes later, you see the doors open again, and that same gentleman walks out with the same man the same guard that you had spoken to, and he points over to you. Axel nods and heads towards you.
As soon as I see him, I try and
push.
I try and push past the tape and the guards.
Dad!
Dad!
He pushes you back, and he says, "Orianna, this is a crime scene. Give me a moment." And he speaks with one of the guards, and one of the guards, like, opens up one of the barriers, and he steps through to, like, be next to you, and speak with you. And he looks at you and he says, "Now, daughter, why? What is going on? Why did you not tell me your mother was missing?"
I was trying to find out more, Father. I should have told you immediately. I don't know why I didn't. I haven't been thinking straight since I heard she had gone missing.
Orianna, if any time it is to think straight, it is now. After everything you've been through, you've been given second chances. And
No,
he just puts his hands on your shoulders and, like, pulls you in for a hug for a moment, and then stands you back and puts his hands on your shoulders again, and he just says, "Okay, tell me what is going on. I just received a missive earlier this morning that your mother has been missing, and that I should be informed, and if I knew if she had come to see me at any point in time after her performance, which she had not. So, what is going on?"
Been kidnapped. When
Yes,
I
it
heard,
seems like there's something strange going on, as I have been told that some evidence has been produced within her dressing room.
you really don't know the half of how strange it is, Father. When she didn't come back home in the morning, I came over to investigate. We found her dressing room had, like, briny seawater in the
Yes.
carpets.
We noticed the smell, saw some of the particles, yes.
Well, we found almost like a storeroom underneath the stage, and when we unlocked this mechanism within it, it opened up a path into briny seawater. We think it's maybe connected to the sewers in some way or something, but we're not entirely sure. We went down to investigate it, and there's some sort of squid-like creature. One of my friends thinks it might be a kraken, although it's kind of small, they said, for a kraken.
So you decided to be vigilante Orianna, met out your own brand of justice.
No, I went looking for information. I wanted to find Mom.
And contaminated an active crime scene, and decided that you were better at the jobs of our city than they are. And decided not to even inform me, part of the military.
I acted rashly. I acknowledge this. I know this.
Okay, well, now the guard is on it. I can take this information back to them. What that will do, I do not know. We will have to think of a strategy to go underneath into this water with this squid and figure out how to handle the situation.
Dad, I don't know if we have that kind of time. I know that
Well,
this
maybe
is...
we would have more if you had contacted someone instead of deciding to do your own investigation, Orianna. This is my wife as well, your mother. And apparently you think that you are better than everyone else at saving her life. So you had better hope it gets saved.
Father, that is not why. I did this because...
Because what, Orianna?
I couldn't wait. I had to do something. And I know now that this could have been handled in a way more fitting of the law and what we represent and what we do here.
It has nothing to do with the law only, Orianna. You have made contact with this creature. I have no idea in this contact. Did you speak with this creature?
Yes.
Did you... Okay, so it obviously did not kill you.
It did not. It nearly killed one of my friends.
So you know it has your mother.
Did
Did you see it with your mother?
No, I did not see it with Mom, but we left the note, right? We didn't take the note with us.
No, you took it.
Oh, we did.
What note?
Reach into the bag of holding and hand him the note. We found this.
He looks at you like with the most stern, disappointed look you've ever seen from your father. He is usually, and he has always been the one who chided your mother. But you know, as a general, as a man that upholds the law of your land, the one thing that is sacred to him is the understanding of duty and crossing lines. And you can see, like, even him being here military and being a high general, he is not stepping on the toes of these investigators. This is their jurisdiction. He has no jurisdiction here. Doesn't matter how high he is. And the fact that you have basically potentially affected this investigation is just like, he is not happy with you. But he takes the note quietly and he looks at it.
We found
I
it
see.
in the dressing room.
Well, we did not find this, but it will be helpful. This creature did not attack you. You did not see your mother with it. You spoke with it. So what what came of this interaction?
When I spoke to it, I wanted to just determine whether Mom was still alive and whether this creature could be reasoned with.
Mm-hmm.
So I used the information I had available to me.
Okay.
It clearly sings like her.
Okay.
It sings opera. So I assumed that this creature was the one who, if not the one who physically wrote the note, then at least the one who left it for her. I tried to bargain with it using the one thing I knew it wanted, which was to be seen on stage. I know that that's not within my purview. I know that that was deceptive and that contracts are binding and absolute. But I just needed to know if Mom was all right.
And did you? Did you find out? Did you see her?
Claims that she is okay, but it would not let me see her, and it could not be specific.
So you made contact with the kidnapper. You lied to it in your first meeting with it. You do understand how this affects the whole operation, Orianna. Now, when the investigators have to make their way in, you understand how bad this potentially could be.
DM, am I able to hear this, or am I
Yeah,
like?
you're all standing,
Oh, okay.
I assume, with her as she ran
Okay,
up.
Yeah. Let's see. So I'm gonna say to Orianna. Actually, I'll start to Axel. Axel, I don't know you too well. I mean, you don't want to interrupt
General
here, but
Scarlet, who are you?
General Scarlet, exactly. We're gonna take our leave right now, and we'll let you do what you need to do. Let's go, Orianna. Let's go. We don't.
This
want
is
to
my
interrupt.
daughter.
Let's
I am
go on back.
speaking with her.
Correct, and we're gonna let you do that later, but you have some investigation to do, so I'll let you get to that. Come on with me. Let's go.
Artemis, I
Don't
appreciate
need
you
me to
wish-
get going. This is a good friend of mine.
I see this is who you plan to spend your time with, Orianna, and this is what you wish to do. You've changed. Interesting. Well, I will do my best to see to your mother's safety. Since you
you
have
have to
other
let us-
things to be doing, apparently,
No,
with your new
no,
friends.
Dad.
And he pulls the barrier aside and walks away.
Dad,
I'd say good riddance to him, Orianna.
And
Someone
he
who's
just
gonna treat you that way is not a good father.
he turns and he just says, Orianna, I believe your friends can stay somewhere else in the city. You are welcome at home, and I am happy to continue this conversation whenever you wish. But the company you keep... And he just turns and walks away. Back into the building.
Well, if I was here in the conversation, this person wanted us to be out of this situation because we didn't do it very well. I was given the chance to not disrupt it anymore. I wasn't going to let you take any more rations.
Orianna's just going to storm
talking
off.
down to you.
Okay,
You're part of
Orianna.
our team here in our group. I want to protect
Orianna
you.
walks off.
Okay.
She's just going to find the nearest alley and go down the alley.
Okay. What are
I
the
would
rest of
follow.
you guys? Okay.
I don't know if that was the right time to intervene. You learn, at least in the city, not to get involved with family disputes.
Well, Artemis is following Orianna. Orianna, you're just going off down the alley. Are you just continuing to walk? Like, what are you doing? Are you just like stopping in the alley?
She just walks far enough that like people off the street won't see her and
Okay.
just collapses and is just sobbing into her knees.
Okay, so Artemis, you find her like that.
Yeah, it would be very comforting and just sit next to her
Okay.
and let her cry.
All right.
I wouldn't
you
say
sit
anything
next to
else.
her.
I would just sit there.
All right. So you find her just sobbing, and you try to comfort her as best as possible. Are the rest of you following into the alley, or what are you guys doing? You're kind of like left there as she storms off, and
Just from the, like my initial viewpoint where I'm standing, is it only the front entrance that's blocked off? There's a back door, like
you
the
don't
access
know. I
only?
mean, you can go case around if you would like.
Sure, I'll do that.
Okay. So you start to make your rounds around the rest of you. Oh, sorry, it's actually just Rena because the Navari and Zabrin aren't there.
Yeah.
So Rena, are you going into the alley with Orianna and Artemis, or are you going with Nemeron?
Well, Brenna watches all this going down, and she just keeps quiet the whole time, and she's just like doing the whole like that like during the whole exchange, and then she like watches everything kind of explode and watches Oriana walk off and Artemis going after her, and Brenna's just gonna kind of stay where she's at and just kind of be there in case they do want to ask any questions of us, and just kind of like keep behind the line and just like mind her business. That's what Brenna's doing.
Got it. Okay, so she's just kind of like standing there, just like stalwart, like waiting to see if there's anything needed more from what you guys have done. Perfect. Okay. Nemeron, you do a sort of tour around. You do notice that they are erecting barriers around the entire opera house. You can see that there are multiple like dogs like sniffing. Like I said, people kind of like looking for any more evidence of anything that they've found, and then you're not sure if there are more inside, but you eventually come back around to Rena.
Are they magical barriers, or are they just like metal barricades?
No, they're not magical that you can see. They're like just like police barricades, like those wooden barricade things that they like put up, and then some tape, like taped off
the
kind of
orange and white striped ones.
Or the blue and white ones, like depending on the city that you're in, kind of thing.
Okay.
But yeah, they're just like barriers just to like keep people back, and then there's some guards in front of them to make sure like if people, because they aren't like magical, obviously if someone tries to jump it, they have to have people like watching to make sure that to make sure that there's no one trying to get in. But you eventually like find Rena when you come back.
I just sort of shrug at her and like kind of like motion to where Artemis and where Artie and Oriana went to decompress.
Okay, you're gonna head over there?
Yeah, but I want to keep an eye out to see if the guards are keeping an eye on us specifically as I leave.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check. Rena, are you still staying there though? Yeah, okay, so you stay out. With a 22. A couple of the guards like give you, cause like there was that bit of a heated exchange, and they watched the High General like storm back in. And a couple of them looked over to your group and kind of like have kind of given a bit of side eye, and you actually do see some of the crowd even like kind of like looking over at you guys.
Okay.
But no one is specifically like clocking your movements or anything. It's more just like, ooh, that was what just happened there kind of thing.
Okay.
More so than anything else. But eventually you walk in. Oriana, you're there with Artemis. Is there anything specific, or are you just having a good cry?
She's just having a good cry right now.
Okay. So Nemeron, you eventually make it in, about 10 minutes later or so, after you've gone around the building, 10-15 minutes. Okay. You see just Artemis comforting, Oriana as best as he can, with Oriana just like crying.
I know your dad's kind of in a difficult position too, but that was no way to treat someone in an emotional, high-stakes situation like this one. I'm really sorry.
It's not because of what he said that I'm crying.
I know. It didn't help. It just added more salt to the wound.
Artemis, I appreciate what you tried to do. I do. that was not the right time.
Very well.
He may be our only way to get back in.
I don't think we were making good headway. Things we were talking about just made him more upset. The information we provided just made him more furious. It was pretty clear that he wasn't going to help us in any way. He was taking control of the situation.
He was furious because I did no different than Navari and Zafran. I got emotional and I broke the laws. Again.
Dude.
I mean, you did what you felt was necessary.
No, I acted out of emotions, as I always have done.
Emotions keep you alive.
Do they?
Like, you're standing here right now,
I
and
let
you succumbing to this is gonna. We need to find your mom, regardless of
I
the law or
let
not.
a mass murderer go free because of emotions. I ran away from my family and someone who wanted to get to know me because of emotions.
You did what you felt was right, with the information you were given. You can't blame yourself for that.
I also remember a time when you got up close and personal to a kraken, and you climbed down its gullet, and you carried a friend out. That's emotion. That's love. That's care. You have that in you as well.
Regardless of how high on emotions you were, you still did the right thing, regardless of the outcome. You can never blame yourself for that. And
We need
while
to
I
get
agree,
back inside.
how keeping the white gloves clean are we doing this? Because we can either
Don't know
break in.
yet.
Okay.
I want to be able to speak with my father and do this the right way.
DM, I have a question. In my like library searching with my big brain, I didn't see that the catacombs were connected to the ocean or any outside source of water in any way, right?
Not that you could see.
Okay.
When you originally looked, I think whatever information I gave you is what you got.
That's okay. That's cool. Sorry.
I hate to, lead us to just wait, but we don't have any potions to kind of stay in that water. We don't have Navari. We don't have Zavran. We need our group together to make it through that place. I'm not going without him.
I understand. We may have a little bit of time once they're back, but we need to be able to get inside. And now, just kind of gestures in the general direction. And now,
Hey, we're gonna figure
this
this
the
out.
right way. I should have done this the right way.
We're gonna figure this out. Again, you did what you thought was right, and it's okay. There's always a solution. It's okay.
How can I be a good leader of my country, of my people, if I always act on emotion?
This is just
If I do not
tempering you
take
out.
the time to think things through. What you think is right and what is right is not always the same thing.
But this is tempering that out right now. He's very
Maybe
trials and
so.
making sure that you're gonna be a good leader.
Maybe so, but
We're gonna find your mom. We are. We're going to find your mom. And sort of like kneel on the ground next to her. We're gonna find her. Whether that's with your father's help or not, that's not up to us. But we're gonna find her.
At this time, Renna, you watch as the doors open and you watch Axel walk back out. He speaks quickly to one of the guards and then moves down the stairs. Another couple of guards open the barriers for him and he walks out, walking off around the other side of the opera house.
General,
He does not respond to you at this time.
She's not gonna press it.
He continues off until he's sort of out of sight.
Rena's gonna walk over to the alley.
Okay. You see the rest of your group conversing and manage to step up to them. You see that they're all trying to comfort Orianna, figure out the situation.
Books your father has left.
Just wipe the tears away and start running.
Orianna,
Let her go.
Where?
Orianna,
No, tell me where now. We need to speak to him.
and she'll just point in the direction.
And she takes off running.
I'll look to Nemron. Nemron, and she just said that she didn't want to work and respond on emotions and think, and there she goes again, just doing it. I don't make much sense of this.
The temporary
Oriana's
process takes forever.
Oriana's issue is not her emotions, it's her impulse control. She needs to learn to be patient. And she won't learn that without some harsh rebuke. Maybe the words from her father earlier will help her to start to think before she acts.
A
But
wise
it's not a lesson that comes easy to the young.
raging barbarian would know about emotions and impulses. You're right. I should listen to you a bit more.
I only go into that state when I need to. It's not something that controls me.
I use it as a tool.
It is in many ways a tool, but it is a protection. I'm not saying that I don't have moments of impulsiveness myself, but you have to learn when that is the time and the place. And for example, my brother could be in the city somewhere, but Oriana's mother is in danger right now. So what do? I prioritize what needs to be prioritized and put aside the things that are not necessarily the most important right now. Does it mean I care any less? No. But you do what you have to do in the moment. But as I told Kate, we should try to do things the right way. Maybe we should stop following what we want to do on our own and start actually leaning on the people and the resources that we have available to us. And then she'll start walking, following where Orianna ran off.
Okay.
I will follow as well.
Sounds good.
I'll stay a little bit behind and just look. Okay, I have a question, DM.
Yeah.
So with the goggles, I can. Okay, hold on. I had it open earlier. It says that I can look. Is it an object I can look at to obtain all like the weaknesses and the attributes, or is it a creature I have
It's
to
a
look at?
creature, I believe,
Okay.
right? I don't think
I
it's
just
like,
had open. I'm sorry.
don't think it's an object. Let me
It's a creature. Never mind.
Yeah, it's a creature.
Okay, never mind. Forget it. Beat
Cool.
them.
All right, so you stay a little bit behind, but walk off after them. Orianna, you go tearing off after Rena has come in. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay.
All right, you go to where Rena pointed and look around. You do not see any sign of your father there.
I'm just gonna take the copper pin and just. Father, I need to speak with you, please. Just every direction.
Oh, you don't get anything. It's 100. It's 120 feet, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, you don't get anything.
Do I reach Orianna at this point?
Yeah. At this point, just she's like looking around, attempting to cast her message and get in touch with her father. You guys like see her like kind of looking around, but unable to. And Rena, you also like don't see him anywhere around the area.
Orianna.
I could use one of my spells. I could call him. I could tell him to please just speak with me, and I can make this
Orianna.
right.
If you were as upset as your father was with you, would you not want someone to give you time, at least to process your own emotions and calm down? You need to give your father space. Just as you don't know where your mother is, he, as he said, does not know where his wife is. He loves her too. And he's frustrated with how we have handled things because, admittedly, we did not handle it well. I take fault in it as well, as a part of it. But you cannot control everything, including your father and his reaction. You will have time to talk to him, but right now, some things are out of your hands, and you have to learn when things are out of your hands. I know it's hard, and I can't understand exactly how you feel, but you need to think, and you need to be patient.
I don't know if patience is a luxury we can afford right now. Is the only problem.
So, is impulsively stepping on more toes a good idea? You have already, in some ways, dug a hole for yourself with your father. Do you want to damage that relationship more now? Or try to mend it?
I want to make things right. I want to make this work out, but we are in the best position to save her. We know where she is, or at least have an idea. We can't wait for people to investigate when we've already stolen most of the clues. This is beyond what's right anymore.
So that's the path you are willing to take. Are you at least going to wait for Zavra and then Nabari?
If he hires us, if he hires all of us to investigate her disappearance, this can be legitimate.
So, my question then to you is, can we approach the authorities, or even the ones that necessarily put Nabari and Zavrin out into their community service, and offer our services to assist in this?
Maybe.
And allow the authorities to see if they are willing to let us the help. Because I believe that if we step continually on the toes of the authorities within this city, you are going to severely damage your relationship with them already. You have already made several mistakes in their eyes. I believe that you are acting with your heart in the right place, but you have to learn how to do it in a proper way.
Okay. Let's find a guard.
All right.
So you step over to the barrier and wave down a guard.
Yeah.
Okay. You do, and one comes over and says, Can I help you?
We are the Six. We have some experience fighting monsters and creatures and finding people. We're just wondering if we could be of any assistance in this case.
Didn't I just watch you have a big fight with your father as he stormed
Yes,
into the building
yes,
and then stormed
you
out of the
did.
building?
You
I-
did. We're trying to offer our services because yes,
Okay.
it is my mother who is missing.
Right. Okay. And that is a huge conflict of interest. But beyond that, I'm not the one who can sanction that anyways. I will let our head investigator know that you are very interested in taking part in whatever way you wish to, just like your father wanted to, and see how that goes. And I will mention that you're the Six and you're, sorry, what was the rest of it?
We're adventurers. We have experience.
Adventurers, experience. Got it. I actually, and then he actually like takes out a pad. He's like, I'm just gonna make sure. So, the Six, it's your mother, and you have experience adventuring, and you think you can help, and that's good, right?
We have information.
And you have information. Cool. Like he shows the pad to you, and you like literally see that he's wrote it down. He's like, this is what you want me to take back to the head investigator.
Yes.
Great. Will do. Yeah. Don't know if I can guarantee anything, but we'll get it to him. And looks over to like another guard and says, have some information, gotta take it up. Just cover over here, and just gets like nods from the others, and they like circle their ranks, and he heads off into the building, presumably to give your information to whoever needs to know it.
Here you go. One less guard now. Go, 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 go. The odds are more in your favor.
1% less. Let's go.
Yeah, not counting probably the whole scores and scores of guards and stuff inside right now.
But yeah, you do that.
Wait there.
I mean, you wait. How long are you gonna wait?
I mean, I'll wait at least 30 minutes.
Not like we can go back to your house.
Okay. I'll
Oh,
say
we can.
after about 15, you do see that guard come out and then like move to continue like patrolling and being part of the group. Doesn't seem to have the paper anymore, but is back to doing his job.
I mean, they got the information, and patience is a virtue. But we're virtuous people, so I guess we gotta wait.
Another 15 minutes goes by. No one comes out to speak with you. Do you continue to wait?
Regardless, we have to wait for
I'm
anybody.
going to sending Navari.
Okay.
Because I
Are you
assume
casting? Are you
Guys-
casting sending?
Well, I assume Artemis and Nemeron have told me about how calling you guys directly.
Ah, okay, okay.
Well, no, I'm just kidding. No, we were told.
I thought we were just forgetting about the stones again. And I
No,
was
no,
Oh,
no,
you want to
no.
talk to
Trying to be
Navari?
quiet.
No, I-
Quiet.
No, I know the stones exist, but I also know out of character that you guys are in trouble when we do that. So I'm
Gotcha,
using the
gotcha.
quiet method. I will sending Navari.
Mm-hmm.
When you and Zavrin get back to the city, please head straight for the Opera House. One way or another, we're saving my mother.
Do you respond, Navari?
You only had to ask? tell me what to kill, and never bring up the library again. And then smiley face emoji, a couple of knife emojis, and another smiley face.
Got it. All right.
Orianna just kind of nods to herself. Said I need to be patient, Trina. And patience it is.
So what are you guys gonna do? You still have another 4 or 5 hours before.
Okay. So we no longer have a roof over our heads, so we should probably find a inn to stay at, because I don't mind sleeping under the stars, but I don't know how y'all feel about that.
If you want to do that, then feel free to do so, but please make it quick.
I will.
And we won't have water breathing. As Savern's voice ghostly floats through the air.
Thank you, disembodied voice. No.
When you guys get back, we have like
30 minutes to
maybe
an hour,
maybe an hour.
We hung
So that's why Orianna messaged you guys, so that you would be there and we'd have as much time as possible.
We'll get some takeout on the way.
So DM, I just within at least, I don't know how long a mile is, but just like around the Opera House. How is there like an inn around there? So like it's close by, but not close enough that we're like incriminated of like back and forth, you know?
Let me just see. There is. There's the Ivory Steer.
Is it like a fancy inn, or is it just like a quick, like little cheap hotel?
It's comfortable. It's not cheap. It's not expensive. It's like kind of in between.
Okay. Like a Best Western.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take 3 rooms with 2 double beds, please.
Okay, you as you like step in, you see this male half orc, orcish gentleman, dark green skin, like has it like a tailored suit, with this like decorated hat. Looks like he's dressed for high society, like tall, broad-shouldered, powerfully built, has like this gray and black hair. But his establishment is kind of like he wants to be there but isn't quite there.
Okay,
but he sees you and he says, I see. Sure. 3 rooms.
Please.
Right. That'll be just for the one night.
Sure. And if anything, I can always just like pay again if I need to stay longer.
Sounds good. That'll just be 2 silver each room. So 6 silver.
Okay. Oh no, I forgot to do that. Okay, 6 silver. I got you.
All right. And he hands over the keys. He says, well, have a pleasant stay. Let me know if you need anything.
I'll take a quick glass of ale too. Just like a quick mug, you know.
Okay. One. He just says, yeah. He goes and pours it and hands it over. Just a copper.
I give him a silver. Because he wants to be gaudy, I'll make him feel good.
He takes it and says, thank you very much.
I slam it back without hesitation.
If you want more, just let me know. You've paid for more than enough.
I got you. Thank you. And I just walk away.
Okay. He just nods, tips his hat for a second, goes back to what he's doing.
DM, I have a question.
You have lots of those, yeah.
Yes, I do. Is his hat like hot glue rhinestones, or is it like actually sewn in proper like sequins? Just me being nosy.
His hat is it's got like decorative
Okay.
patterns on it, but it's not like gaudy.
Okay.
it's not like like
It's not camp.
Scalanus type where it's more of like think of like a decorated like top hat almost.
Oh,
But it's
okay,
not
okay,
quite a
okay.
top hat.
Okay.
Maybe it has like maybe like a couple of feathers sticking out of it and stuff like that, and then has like patterns like swirled patterns
Okay.
on it and things like that. Yeah.
Okay. We want to know. Thank you.
All right. Are the rest of you doing anything or just waiting until Orianna and Zavrin get to you?
I'm just gonna wait. I feel like when we act, things get worse, so I'm just gonna wait.
All right.
Go get water breathing potions.
They're out.
Yeah.
We had all the ones that that's why we need to rush this.
Okay. So the rest of you are just kind of like hanging around the area, but like out of the way, chilling until
Oriana might find that guard and then just. How Karen does she want to be? She'll just try to make eye contact with the guard
Mm-hmm.
and just. This is gonna be interesting. With as much facial expression as she can muster, give an expression like, "What are my chances?"
Okay. Okay, you're like you catch his eye. And he catches yours. And looks at you. Kind of confused. And gives you a shrug. He doesn't spend a lot of time on your face because he's got other things to do, and like
Yeah.
you're not the only one. Like there is now like a significantly larger crowd building up around the opera house. Some people have left, but people are getting curious now that the entire opera house has kind of been commandeered. I will say you can make a perception check. Anyone who wants to, actually, that's like standing out and like just kind of people watching or scene watching can make a perception check.
30-20.
Anyone else or just them two? Okay. So Orianna, you're the only one who picks up on this, but you do see at one point being let through the barrier and being guided up the stairs and into the opera house. You do see the impresario. At one point. But you see him go inside maybe an hour or so after you've been like watching people. Okay, well, if that's the main thing that everyone's doing, time goes, the evening starts to draw in, crowds dispersed a little bit as more people have like come forward. You do see, as you've been there, you have heard a couple of people kind of like shouting like, "Hey, I paid for tickets. When am I going to get my refunds? What the hell's going on here?" Like getting upset, and you do see some of the guard and some of the actual like opera staff at some points like coming out and trying to like work with people and like explain to them what's happening and what's going on. But that like that's the majority of like what you're hearing. As some of the guard have kind of like the guard are making sure that people don't like cross the line, but some of it has tapered off. Like a lot of the people who you would consider like forensics with like the dogs and stuff like that have done the majority of like casing the grounds for evidence and have kind of like dispersed. Either some of them have like gone inside or or have left to take whatever they've found back to their guard stations to do whatever they need to do for part of the investigation. There are still a few guards. Like keeping watch on the area and everything like that, but not as many as were in the morning when you guys had originally got there. And you have seen a few come out of the building as well, and head off. Carrying things and stuff like that. But eventually the evening starts to settle in. The sun gets lower in the sky, and Zavrin and Navari. Zavrin and Navari. It was a long day. It was pretty hefty travel. Like I said, it was like 4 hours out of the city and then 4 hours back in the darkness. I need both of you to roll $2d6 for me.
Okay.
Okay. I just need to see.
What did you roll?
Okay, so 1 and a 5 and a 6 and a 4. Zavrin, 6th level gone, 4th level gone. Navari, 1st level spell.
Okay.
And and 20 HP.
All right.
I'll take that over 40 HP or 60 HP.
But you eventually come rushing up to the site of the opera house, being with a group of people standing in front of it. Guards keeping people back, some opera house staff you see interacting with people, and off to one side of sort of this area, kind of keeping out of the way, you see the rest of your group kind of leaning against a wall or something.
A quick suss of the situation. How many guards are there?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Are we back with the group?
Yeah. At this point, you can go over to find them.
18.
Within 18, that you can see right now, about 10.
Okay. Then I'll join the group.
at the front area that you can see.
Yeah. All right, I'll rejoin the group.
Okay.
Wait, so our plan is to break in, go save Mother, and then not get arrested? Because as much as I love River End now, I'd really like to not go to jail again.
Plan was to get in and do this legitimately, but it doesn't seem like we're going to be able to. Damn it.
Orianna, you know this city better than I do. What would they do if we just walked in?
They would arrest us on sight.
How well do you know your dad?
Oh, that's
Well,
the
he's not going to bail us out.
No, I just figured he might arrest us when we come out, not when we try to head in.
Your father's
he's
not there
the one
anymore.
He's not the one that's in charge. He was here trying to help, but the one that's in charge is inside.
Yeah, they iced Orianna's dad out. He's not. No power here.
We can't go through sewers or a toilet somewhere in a building adjacent.
Do you remember anything about what we saw down there being connected to the sewers?
I just don't want to go to jail again.
There is the big swirly whirlpool of death. I don't know
That's where
what
poop
that's
goes.
connected to, but there's a hole in the ground that must lead somewhere.
I'm gonna walk up to the guard.
Okay. You walk up to one of the guards just manning the
I need to
barriers.
I need to speak with the lead investigator. If you could please bring them out for a moment. It is quite urgent.
Go ahead and make a persuasion.
'23.
Okay. Can I ask what this is about? He's been pretty busy, and
I have very important information relating to the case.
okay. Can I take it and give it to him? Happy to take your statement. And he like pulls out a pad, gets ready to write it down.
We believe we know where she is being held. What is
Okay.
holding her, and we are equipped to help.
Okay. Let me go and take this in. And if he feels it's important to speak with you, I'm sure he'll come out if we can get him. Give me just a moment. And he gets the other guards to like reform up, heads inside. After a couple of moments, you watch as another guard comes outside to kind of like shore up ranks to take his place as he heads in. Maybe 10, 15 minutes later, he comes back out, and following him is a tall, like bluish gray skinned elven gentleman. He has sort of like strange grayish blonde hair, these like purple eyes, and is dressed in the guard uniform, but with the same sort of regalia as you had seen when you went to speak with the guards when Zavern and Navari got arrested. So when you spoke with Xavier, so this is like the head investigator, the head detective kind of this jurisdiction. And as he steps down, this other guard sort of points towards you guys, and he looks over, narrows his eyes for a moment, and continues moving down towards you, and says, Detective, this is who wanted to speak with you. He says, I see. Orianna Scarlet. I don't quite know exactly what you would have for me that would be more useful than everything I have already heard, and we are trying to move this investigation as quickly as possible, given the urgency of the situation. So, I would hope that you're not wasting my time, so that we can get our people through the strange, flooded area below the Opera House.
My friends and I are uniquely suited for the next hour or so to be able to traverse that quickly safely. And we have foreknowledge of some of the areas within it. I understand that I am not an investigator. I am not one of your men. I am not anything more than a civilian and a daughter. But I implore you, please, allow us to help.
He says, he looks at you and he says, go ahead and make a persuasion check with disadvantage. It's not like you can ever get worse than a 23 anyways.
Yeah, I know, but it also means I can't get much better than a 23 probably.
So 23.
Oops, I don't know why I hit it twice.
That's fine.
Oh, and it was a natural 22. Oh.
He looks at you. He looks at you and he says, "You have been within this area, which right now I could have you arrested for obstructing justice."
I understand.
And contaminating and disrupting an investigation, an active investigation.
I understand.
I am not going to do that because I understand this is your mother. This is why when your father came to poke into my business, I was happy to exchange information with him. And after he explained to me how you had already disrupted this investigation and had not involved us from the beginning, when you had learned the first things, it is why I have not come to meet you today. Because I do respect that your mother is important to you and to him. But this is my investigation. I have to now navigate what you have done and figure out the right way to proceed forward. You are also connected to the potential victim. This is why when a healer works on a patient, we do not allow them to work on family. If you think we would ever allow you to be within 10 feet of this, you are wildly mistaken. Those who have ties will often make rash decisions in the moment. And I would also be remiss to place civilians in danger. Because if anything happens to any of you, whether you are uniquely suited or not, it is on my head. So, no. I am happy to take whatever information you might have that has not already been provided to me. I am happy to let you walk away and not report this, and have you be like any other family in this situation. But I am not having you continue to ruin my investigation.
I understand I have done severe damage to this investigation, and I apologize for acting rashly, as a daughter would when her mother goes missing. I will gladly accept all responsibility, all accountability that you wish to impose on me. You have to understand.
I do
need
understand.
You're part of this.
No. I am sorry. I get asked this plenty of times with families wanting to know more than they need to. When you decide to become a guard, investigator, part of the military, you will have your own jurisdiction, and you will have to make these same decisions I am making now. And I know it is not the answer you wish to have. But you also understand I cannot just allow this. On top of that, I have you who has obstructed justice and done this, who is also currently still under the watchful eye of the government. So I'm going to let you do whatever you want again. I cannot. And your
So-
two friends over here are also currently on probation. So no, I cannot let 3 criminals into an active crime scene.
So we went to the proper authorities when we first learned of my mother going missing. We were told that it is too soon to
Yes.
involve you. So we investigated on our own. I understand now how that impacts your investigation. And we fully intended to keep you and
When did you plan to hand over the
This
information
morning.
that you had? You did not come to us this morning. You did not
We
come to
needed-
us at all until I found out this information from your father this afternoon.
We had some ideas. We wanted to follow some leads. I understand.
I know you
should have
wanted to
come-
be your own detective, and that is your choice. You made it. And like I said, you are lucky I am not arresting you right now and throwing you in a brig.
Artemis is going to start walking to the motel that we booked, the Ivory Steer.
Okay.
Just go, and if anybody's going to see that, you can. Not going to say
Okay.
a word, just start walking there.
Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
I would like to just give you all the information that we can, at least about what areas we know. You're going to need some very strong swimmers and strong people. And I would highly recommend avoiding the path to the left.
I appreciate that. We have the methods to be able to stay underwater for a while.
Just letting you know there is a very dangerous area to that left-hand side. Here's a whirlpool, and it's very strong.
I appreciate that. We will avoid this area
And
continue looking into others.
And I know that we've already kind of stepped on toes, but if there is anything that we can do, we are willing to help.
Okay. If I need more from you, I will make sure to get in touch with you. We have divers ready to go. I will also be heading up this investigation. So, hopefully, we will find what we need. If not, we will see. I am sorry that I cannot give you better information or answers, but hopefully when I return, I will have some positive news for all of you. And he nods at all of you, and turns around and walks up the stairs back in to the into the opera house. You guys are left, the five of you, as Artemis has already walked away to your place of rest for the evening.
Is now a good time for a break?
Yep, I'm just waiting to see what the rest of the group plans to do before I do.
I have things to say, but I'm happy to wait till we're
Honestly, same.
Yeah, so are you guys just gonna hang there for a minute as you like kind of reevaluate what your ultimate plan is?
Yeah.
I think I'll get on the Rocky Talkie and just click Artemis.
Okay. Beep beep beep.
Hey, come meet us. We're not breaking the law.
I don't believe this at all, and I'm gonna keep going to the place. And like,
And
well, if that's the case, you know where to find me, and let me know how it goes. I'll be over here at the Rusty Inn or wherever it is.
I shout over Navari's shoulder. You don't have. I forgot to give you a key. Come back.
But I'll wait for you in the lobby.
Okay.
We're gonna get there before we waste the little legs. Just come meet us.
Hang up.
All right.
Like that's not working this time.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So, you guys, as you kind of are a little split, we will take our break right there and see where we get after we stretch our legs, grab a drink, use the restroom, and see what this group ultimately decides to do going forward, as things have gotten a little bit more complicated. But don't go anywhere. Stick with us. We will be back very, very shortly. And we'll see what happens. See you just in a few. All right, we are back. So, with Artemis standing in the lobby of the Ivory Steer, waiting to see exactly what's going on, and the rest of you standing at the barriers after this detective has walked away and headed back inside, telling you that he cannot actively allow you to be a part of this crime kidnapping investigation. What would you all like to do?
I mean, if we're not the six, we're not the six of us. We should probably, if we're five, we need to get the one more.
Yeah, we got to catch up with Artemis. Hissy fit Artemis.
We'll get him before he gets to the Ivory Steer.
Wait, so we're not disintegrating the gods?
Well,
Possibly
hope
for the
not.
future.
I'm kidding.
Oh,
I don't think that would go over very well
Kidding.
with Oriana's father, or with the law, or with making us look any bit better than we currently do.
You guys do have about 45 minutes left on the water breathing that you still currently have.
Orianna takes a beat after the detective walks away and just turns around and starts heading towards the Ivory Steer.
And I'll follow behind. And again, I'm gonna see if any of the guards, specifically the lead investigator, is clocking us. I don't know if he's still around.
No, he walked up.
Oh, okay.
But I'll just, like, with your passive perception, which is pretty good, I'll just say, like, again, they watch you walk away because, again, you had this not confrontation, but this conversation with the lead investigator, and we're speaking with him. But they, like, once you walk away, they kind of refocus on the crowd, and making sure that no one kind of gets past, or they're not focused on you at all. They have their own work to handle here.
Okay, thank God.
I think I'll. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Victor.
No, I'm good.
Okay. I think I'll catch pace with Orianna. So, do you want to hear it?
What? I'm open to options at the moment.
I'm sorry it's not working out. I know you're trying your best and you just want to do this the right way, the proper way, the way that's going to be best for everybody. I'm so sorry that that's not working.
I appreciate it, but I was too emotional. I acted without thinking. I didn't take the time to figure out what the right way to do this was.
Are you kidding me? I am so proud of you for getting emotional. I am so proud of you for acting but not without thinking. But you're in your own head, Ori. You're trapped in your own brain. You've looked at the opera house and you saw one entrance, one way in, one way to do things. Look around you, and I'll point to the other four of us. Look who you've got here. You don't have to do this alone.
You're right.
So let's get Artie and talk about our options quickly, because we've got like 38 minutes.
All right, let's do that. Come on. And I'll just quicken the pace a bit.
All right, you all eventually reconvene. Oh, Artemis, sorry, did you want to do something before they get to you?
They would have caught up to me. I only have a 25-foot movement speed, and it wasn't like I was running.
Okay, so yeah,
I'll go
walking-
get him. I'll do it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'll say
Use your
you're
movement
you're almost at the door. I'll say to the because it wasn't that far away where
Like,
Nemeron went.
My intention with the guard and them conversing and not getting anywhere and me not intervening because the previous time it didn't go well was me to signify this isn't going to work, so I'm walking away. And that's like an option to take based on what we're hearing. So yeah, you guys would catch up to me. Hey, how's it going? I know that it didn't go too well back there, but were we not going back to the motel? I'll say to Renna.
Honestly, I
Artemis-
think we're still trying to talk about an action plan that isn't going to end up with all of us in jail. So
Yeah, we already had a couple of people go there. Let's try to avoid it. Do
Good.
you have some ideas?
I mean, technically, you have 2 ankles. You could have 1 bracelet for each crime, maybe.
Make a match?
I have a thought.
I'd say
All
we're all
right.
in groups now.
Yeah, you are
So
together.
it was salt water down there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I meant salt water. Yes.
And we ran into a big whirlpool.
Yes.
Yes.
That is not going to happen without some sort of current and some sort of large mechanism. I'm guessing it's not going to be the second one. And because it's salt water, it's not coming from some underground source. It's coming from the sea. Not only that, we got like bludgeoned by old ships. They didn't just manifest there. They got there somehow. Orianna, you know the city better than anyone. Geological features. What is near the opera house that could like is there an inlet? Is there a dangerous port?
DM, remind me, the ocean, like there's Riverrun's not built like on a cliffside next to the ocean.
It is built on a cliffside, and the
Okay.
the port is like down the cliffside kind of. And there is a
Okay.
port where you do have ships. But it isn't built like directly like in it's not like there's like a beach area or like a dock area directly on one side of the city. It's kind of like it's a little travel out of the city and then off the cliffside and like down the cliffside. So there's like kind of like almost like scaffolding and machinery that allows like vehicles and things like that to be like elevated like down to the port area to then be put on the ships. So it's not like a traditional dock that you would have seen. A little bit more like technological because it's in the cliffside.
Yeah, there's the port at the bottom of the cliffs. I mean, it's the ocean, so I would assume saltwater is the ocean.
Well, this might be a crazy idea, but we don't have. But I'm open to options, and I'll point to the rest of the group. But maybe there's another way in. Another way that might be a little bit more dangerous, but
You want to go up the blender?
No,
Navaris.
Navar. I don't think Navari wants us to go out
Up
to
the-
the whirlpool.
It's what it
butthole, for
sounded
lack of a
like he
better
was.
term.
That's what it sounded like she was suggesting. That's all I am saying. It's like
no,
Water has to get in there somehow.
Cor-
from
correct me if
outside
I'm
And then go
wrong.
down.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Navari. You mean that water has to be getting in through there somehow from the ocean, and that we could find whatever inlet, whatever is sucking water into the sewers, or whatever those are.
and the
the
giant squid had
whirlpool-
to get in there somehow too. It's
If
not
the
like it's a
whirlpool is
small
not-
animal. Sorry.
if the whirlpool isn't draining that whole cave dry, then it's got a constant source of water from somewhere.
I'm sure local sailors would probably know, hey, don't go that way, or else you're gonna get sucked into that cave.
That's a possible option.
I'm
Does
open
anybody-
to other ideas.
Well, Navari, you've got that girl that you chatted with. Is that a possibility that that person may know of what we need for the strings of destiny? Or maybe that's not worth our time. Maybe we head to the port right now and dive in the water for 10 minutes to see what we can find.
Navari kind of like rubs her temples and says, well, I could investigate the port or I could talk to the girl, but I can only do one of two things.
I will also say, like, to get to the port, depending on mode of transportation, like, this is a huge city. Again, imagine trying to get from North York, Chris, down to downtown Toronto.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me to try to walk there, gonna take a while. But even with car, probably gonna take me about 25 minutes. So it's not exactly near where you are. So you likely could, like, go down there, investigate, because you have the armor. So Navari could get there, but the water breathing would likely end on the rest of the group to get there. I will say to Orianna and Zavrin, you guys can make intelligence checks.
Oof.
I think I know what this might be about, because I had the idea too, I think. Dirty 20.
Okay, dirty
Oh,
20 and an
18.
18.
Whoa.
Both of you know the distance from here to the catacombs, probably less than, like right up by, like, close to the barriers, probably less than 500 feet. And Nemeron, I'll let you make an intelligence check.
Oh no. Okay.
Our smartest character says, oh no, come on.
Oh
Have some
no.
faith.
Wait, you said intelligence? Okay.
Yeah, intelligence check.
Oh,
No,
that's
it's
a save.
That's a save, but whatever. It's like the same thing, right?
Should I just redo it?
Just redo it.
Yeah,
15.
it's the same.
Yeah, it's
15.
the same. Okay. With a 15. It's getting dark. Nighttime is kind of your bag. And you also can make people invisible if you need to.
Mm-mm.
You don't have
I cannot.
invisibility?
That's 4th level.
No, it isn't. It's 2nd level. Invisibility?
Invisibility?
Regular
I don't think
invisibility is a
clerics don't.
I
get
only have see invisibility and moonbeam because of a Twilight cleric.
I have
Doesn't Twilight
invisibility
get
though.
it? You
No.
do.
I got
Sorry.
invisibility.
You do. I knew one of you
I
had
do
it.
not.
You have steps. Oh no, you
Zavrin.
have steps of night.
I can walk through the air in nighttime.
Yeah.
But
So you know you can get above and in, potentially.
okay.
So we have two options: sneak in, by which I mean, Zavrin, you and I could each teleport one person, I believe.
To the opera house.
So that's 4 of us.
We still have a few potions left. The only issue is getting inside.
We only have one water breathing potion left, but how do we get the other 2 in?
Well, you know Davari is pretty stealthy.
This is walking through the gods.
This
Evan,
is
you
more
can turn
slipping underneath their
people-
feet.
Zavrin, you can turn people invisible longer than I can, right?
Oh, give or take about an hour.
We clearly remember the wait there.
I think we make 2 people invisible. Zavin, you and I teleport the other 2.
My teleport's only 30 feet, it's not very far. I can make everybody invisible.
Don't you go as far as I can?
Misty Step.
You don't have Dimension Door? I thought you had Dimension Door. Why did I think you had Dimension Door?
Because that would make sense.
It sounds like that may not be the best option. What was the second one? You said the catacombs?
Well, the catacombs is where the flooding is. At least the part of the catacombs we've been in. Assuming they're catacombs. I mean, they're either that or sewers, but
The water wasn't gross. I don't think it'd be sewers. Unless people leave
I don't
salt
think
here.
so either. But let's see.
Okay.
Would
What time of day is it right now, DM?
Night. It's like
Okay.
it's like getting past
Dusk.
like dinner time. Yeah, like the light's going down. It's starting to be like dim light. Like the lanterns are starting to come on in the city and stuff.
Let's get.
I could get myself and 2 people in, but it would
Hold on.
cost all of my medium spells, or I could try and do more, but it would cost me all of my more powerful spells as well.
Let me see if there's a way, maybe from the roof. And I'm gonna activate Steps of Night.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna like spiral staircase up.
Was the entrance, because I'm trying to remember, was the entrance somewhere that was easy to get to, or is it out in the open? Where did we get to that storage? Was it through hallway?
The storage was underneath the stage, so theoretically, if we could get like just outside that door, I mean, unless they have guards posted literally at every door.
Because like I cannot do the magics that you all can do, but I can give us an eye on the inside and tell us when there are people near and when there are not people near, for when you're wanting to
Wait,
push one of us in.
What
And
do you mean?
she reaches into her pocket and pulls out a glass eye. She says, I can use this to essentially have the spirits have an eye on the inside. It will not last long, but it will at least allow us to be able to see and know when it is clear.
For how long do you think?
Yeah.
How long can you channel them?
It can be up to a mile away, and it lasts for about 10 minutes. So to give us a little window to get in, but getting out would be more chancy.
That's a bridge we need to burn when we get to it.
But I'm willing to do it if you want, but it will take me about 10 minutes to commune.
If we're very careful, I can get us all out.
I also don't want to be rude.
I'll pull out the chalk. I can get us all out. It is a waste
underwater?
of the chalk if there's any dry land.
Sure.
Which presumably, I mean, it implied my mother is still breathing for now.
And
so unless it's like imprisoned her in a tiny little air bubble.
Let me check the roof first. Maybe there's like a little hatch. I don't know.
We don't really have time for this. We need to make a decision. We don't have time to go scouting. Renna, I think your idea. You're not going in there?
No, I have plenty of. Look, I am usually all for circumventing the law, but not if I get caught twice. And right now, that area is flooded with authorities. I'll invisibility you, but that's on you after that.
That's fair.
So you will stay out here.
I'll gladly talk to you in your heads as much as you want, but
No, that's fair.
Not going to jail twice.
Well, since we're still talking about it, I'm just gonna do the thing,
Okay.
scout out the
Yeah. So, you start to use your steps of night.
as much as stealthily as I can.
Yeah.
with
So
disadvantage.
can you roll a stealth for me?
Oh, dude.
Because you're able to like get up to like a building near the opera house, but you're still gonna have to like walk that little bit of distance
Yeah.
over to the top of it. So just please
Okay.
roll a.
It's at
stealth for
disadvantage.
me.
Okay. We'll be fine. We'll be okay. 15.
15.
It's not bad.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. You
I don't like that.
you like quietly like move, and for a moment you kind of like see one of the guards like turn their head kind of for a second. You like stop, and then you continue moving, and you feel like you are able to get over to the roof without being seen.
Am I doing the Pink Panther tiptoe in midair?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that.
Doo-doo,
Okay.
doo-doo.
Is there any opening, any like chimney, any weird fireplace thing heading down?
You're totally gonna Santa Claus it. No, there is a door, like in like apartment buildings,
New York
where,
City.
that roof hatch. Yeah, exactly. But you do find one of those.
Okay. And obviously there's no one guarding the roof
No
door.
one is up here right now. No.
Okay. If I stick my head to the door, do I hear anything?
Go ahead and make a perception.
Oh, sorry. First, not at disadvantage. Okay.
Not at disadvantage.
27.
27. You don't hear anything on the opposite side of this door, but I will say, like, as you're next to it, just testing the door, it is locked, as roof accesses mostly usually are.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go back to them and mention what I saw.
Okay.
There's a door up here we can get in from the top, but we have to traverse every single layer. And I don't know if that's going to be useful or not. So I'm just letting you know there's a door. That's locked, obviously.
You guys are at about 30 minutes or so at this point.
Well, if you ask me, I know that they have divers that are going in the water in that area. I feel like we'll run into people if we go that way.
There has to be another way.
I'm suggesting the catacombs.
The catacombs.
Oh.
How do we get from the?
I thought
Okay.
we
Break
knew
the law.
We
thought
have essentially two major options. Now with water breathing, or some other option without the water breathing, because we're not going to be able to scout out a new path in and get through this entire place in under 30 minutes.
So wait, just to clarify, DM, there isn't a way into the catacombs that's like 500 feet from the opera?
Yeah, there is. That's what I'm saying. Like, for instance, like Orianna, because she has Dimension Door, from where you guys are like standing, she could get you into that room that you were speaking with the Kraken, the Kraken in.
Oh.
She could Dimension Door someone directly
I
into
can
that
mental
room.
math our way in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that room is
Okay.
very large, so it would be very unlikely that you would get stuck inside of a wall or something like that, because that was a huge room.
Okay.
And remember
My
the,
mistake.
the dungeon map that I have, even though we used it a little bit
It wasn't to scale.
It wasn't to scale. I allowed it to be to scale for that when you were like down in breath, because I didn't want you to drown. But those hallways are actually much longer than they originally were. Like, they were not just like 30 feet. They were like, a good 100, 150 feet as you were going through them. And that room that you were in with the Kraken was like a good 120, 140 by like 60 or 80. So it was huge. Same with like the whirlpool room. The only way you could get like those ships were not like cruise ships, but they were ships. And the only way you could get like ships inside of a room, it has to be very large. That room was probably like hundreds of feet long. So again, the map itself isn't to scale, but you can get to that room because it was not that. It was like within the 500-foot distance from where you are standing now in the like in front of those around those barriers.
Okay. So Orianna.
I could theoretically, so like dropping all pretense because I don't want the timer to run down here.
Yeah.
Orianna has 3 4th level spells, meaning I could use one to get one person and herself in. A second to get myself back, a third to get myself and a third person in.
Correct. You could do
That's
that.
all
if
my
you
4th
wanted to.
levels.
You could
That's
do
all my
that
4th
if you
level
wanted to. Yes.
So the option then becomes, how do we get the other 2, or if Zavrin's willing to come 3?
Again,
into
Zavrin
that
has
room.
invisibility, and you could use
And there's that
something
roof
like
opening.
that. There's the roof opening. There's Navari who has.
Well, I don't know
great
how we
at
get-
stealth.
But
So-
correct me if I'm wrong, Nemeron, you're the only person who can actually get up the roof. No one else has fly,
can-
right?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I can bring people up with me. That's not a problem. I mean, the only thing, sure, the
Wait,
stealth,
how do you bring people up with you?
princess carry, and I just walk up through the air. Or
Yeah, potentially, maybe you could get one person
fi-
that's not too heavy.
yeah,
So if Nemeron carries Navari,
or Zavrin.
Or Zavrin.
well, you're gonna need to pick the lock.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, and then Zavrin wants out, so that's
Are
okay.
we taking into account getting your mom out, assuming we find her?
If we can find somewhere for me to do teleportation circle, I can get the
Okay.
entire party plus like 2 more people.
I mean, you saw surfaces. It's magic chalk. I'm not going to say like
Yeah,
magic chalk doesn't work
I
underwater.
assume it would work underwater. Yeah.
Okay, because I was about to ask if Tiny Hut pushes the water out of the bubble. That's why I was gonna ask.
Tiny
that,
Hut
too.
would as well, so you could do that
Okay.
as well if you
Yeah.
needed to.
Okay.
But you've
So
seen like
Zavin, you're-
surfaces on the walls and stuff like that you could draw and just.
Okay.
So Zavin, you're not going to come no matter what.
I'm not gonna sneak past the guards. If we can teleport in without seeing the guards. And prayerfully
mean,
not
I
seeing
could-
them underwater.
I could teleport you and one other person, maybe the person who is least stealthy.
That's me.
But you need to take
Mhm.
some if you're getting the other person in.
Well, how about on your way back you bring me along, if you use all your 4th levels or all your highest magics.
What
I
do you have in
mean-
your?
Huh?
Oh, you have too
What?
much.
Who are you talking to?
You guys, I wanted to see what you had
Oh.
in your bag of holding.
Oh no.
You need me to hold something because I've got like a
Well, no.
bazillion.
I mean, if you want to dump some of your bag of holding, you could shove one person into the bag of holding.
Oh, that works
Is
too.
it in a vacuum though?
You have enough air to breathe for I think like a minute or 10 minutes or something like that. So.
Look around and find out.
Yeah, I
Oh
thought it
no,
was
I'm out
like
of
10
focus.
minutes.
But you
Let's
literally
go-
can't fit anything else. Yeah.
Let's go up to the room then real quick, and we'll dump this in the room, and then we'll come back here and get our stuff, and I'll sneak somebody in that way. So that's 4 people I can sneak in.
What do you have to dump? Let's just distribute it.
Everything. I would.
You have
I
like
would need to
you have
get
like
rid
a
of
1,000
everything.
gold. You have a bunch of
Mhm.
shit in there.
What is happening?
Do we have time to go back and dump stuff?
I mean, we're
It'll
at
take- it'll
the
probably take
place
another-
right now,
Yeah, it'll probably take a.
and
Well,
I just
no,
need
you
to
guys.
turn it inside out.
Yeah, it'll probably take about another 5 minutes. You'll have about 25 or so minutes of air.
I mean, it's up to you guys. I can get 4 people in without burning too much stuff. It's all my force, but
You still have your higher levels?
I would still have
Metal
two-
knowledge.
I would still have 2/5 and 1/6
How do we get out?
with one
That's
of
the
the
question.
fifths. I can use teleportation
right.
circle. So as long as I don't spend all my 5ths and 6th, I can teleport us all out to the manor.
We are not allowed in the manor. We were specifically
That-
barred from.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I mean,
Fair.
like, there's no magic in the house.
Would you-
that, like, if you go in there, you're going to be instantly.
No intruder alert.
Yeah, you're not going to be instantly disintegrated or anything like that. You're just going to have an upset
But
papa.
plus, he has not been, as far as we're aware, he has not been staying at the manor. So just if we get you guys out as quick as possible,
Yeah.
and
But assuming we
I-
teleport
and
out
who
and we
it-
come back with Mama, he might be
You
less
also
angry
have
Papa.
Mama potentially, yes.
yeah.
So,
So.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, he'll still be angry. Let's just make sure that we are
So-
aware he's going to be pissed that we went in there again when he already
Yeah, but would
told
you
us
rather
not
get
to.
caught
So
by-
you got to understand.
Would
I
would
mean,
you rather
that's a
get caught by the
possibility.
guards, or would you rather get caught by Axel?
That's a question. Sorry.
Ask for forgiveness, not permission. What's the saying? Is that's
That is not in Renna's. That is not
It's easier to ask for
the way Renna
forgiveness than
thinks at
permission.
all.
yeah. But anyway,
Typically
all
she-
I'm saying, yeah, you guys. So if are you dumping your stuff?
That's 4 people plus 2 sneaking in from the roof, invisible. What do you guys think? Are we doing it or are we not doing it?
I feel like this is your call, man.
This is your
I
mom.
vote yes. I vote yes.
Okay.
Whoever's sneaking, good luck.
Are you
Alright.
are you turning them? Are you
Yeah.
turning those people invisible?
I assume they want it.
Please.
So
please.
Cameron and Navari probably then.
So
right?
who is Oriana going to bamp into the big underwater room?
Well, if
That's
Nemeron's
the
way
question.
in, if the stealthy way in is through the roof, then we need somebody to pick the lock, and
That's Navari.
Nemeron
it
is the
could
only
be-
person who
I mean, if
can
they're
get.
invisible, it could also be through the front door, through the back door. You can really go whatever way.
Oh, that's fair.
So I could either make, or Zavern, you can either make the 2 stealthiest people invisible and they go in through the front, or Nemeron and Navari and they go in through the top.
And
Like, what's the decision here? Because I don't want to waste too much more time.
I'm good either way. I've got silence, so I can sneak super well.
I have no good spells for this. We'll be fine.
Well, no, just keep in mind, Navari, when you use silence and like target yourself, everyone who you walk past is going to experience it.
Oh yeah, I know.
So they're going to know something's up.
I don't know if
Okay.
silence moves with you.
It does.
Also, you would have to cast the silence before the invisibility is cast, because as soon as you cast the spell, you'll turn invisible.
But it's
Unless
also it's a single point. It does not move. It's not like darkness.
Oh. Okay.
So if needed, I can cast silence.
Okay.
Well, you would turn visible though if you do it after you turn invisible. Because casting any spell breaks invisibility. This isn't
Mhm.
greater.
Oh, actually, no. You can center it on yourself, so I guess you could move with it. That's weird. It's centered on a point you choose within range, so I guess as if
So-
it's something moving. Although, does point mean that it stays on that point?
I think that's
so.
DM
If
interpretation.
the point moves in space, the point is moving.
I've seen
Yeah, but if
DMs
you're
allow
like-
it to
if
be
you're
on
if
like
you're,
your
like-
clothing.
But that's the thing. Like, if you're saying like I center it on this point in space, are you centering it? You're not
yeah.
centering it on the creature. You're centering it on that point, like that XYZ coordinate. So when you
Mm.
move out of it, that point is still staying there. So I wonder how that
Yeah.
works. I would say it. I wouldn't allow silence to move with you because I think that's a little broken. So I would
Okay,
say you'd
fair.
have, you
Yeah.
have to center it on a point.
So this is a just in case thing. Like
Yeah.
if we need to move somewhere through a particular area very quietly.
Okay.
So,
The roof.
well, you're going the roof?
Why
I
waste time
will go
deciding?
whatever way.
The only thing is all those layers of people, but I can't really do much about that.
I mean, either way, there's going to be checks. No matter what you
Yeah.
do, there's going to be checks. So just
Yeah.
decide what you guys want to do. So are you doing the dimension door of the four
Mhm.
the 4 people, 2 of them inside a bag of holding, and then the other 2? How is this working, guys?
Well, I would do the first dimension door with 1 person and 1 person in the bag of holding.
Okay, so
But the
Zavrin, you're casting invisibility on who? Nemeron and Navari
Sounds like it. And then I'll do it
Sounds
at
good.
a 3rd level so I
at a
can
3rd level.
boot both of
So
them.
you're concentrating on that
Mhm.
to hold that until they get to you guys. Oriana, you're going to cast Dimension Door, so it doesn't really matter who gets in the bag of holding. Let's say Zavrin jumps in the bag of holding. Renna, you take Zavrin and Renna.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then I will pull Zavrin out of the bag of holding when we're underwater.
Okay.
What about Artie?
Wait, hang on. Yeah, but
Then
she's
I'm
gonna
dimension
she's gonna come
dooring back.
Okay.
Okay.
Unless I can somehow fit 2 people in there,
no,
and then
you
I only need
can't.
to use 1.
But
okay,
you
good.
can't. But what I
Then-
don't understand is do you want both Nemeron, like, because Nemeron has pretty crappy stealth? Do you want to just invisibility Navari and then have Artemis jump in the bag the second time and you dimension door Nemeron and Artemis, and then the only one who has to sneak through is Navari?
Oh, that's fair, actually.
Well,
Yeah,
then
'cause I
you would
have
only need
disadvantage.
to use second level. So yeah,
Yeah.
And then
Navari would just
Navari
have
can
to sneak
take
in through
whatever
the front.
route she wants. She
And
can
then
decide
Navari
if
can
she,
decide. Yeah, she could climb up the building
Yeah.
if she wants. She could do whatever she wants. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's how you're doing it.
Yeah. So that's
I'll
that's
carry-
how I'll do it then.
I'll carry
so
Navari up to the
I'll
door
take
then.
5 people and then.
Take my
Navari.
spell
Well,
back.
No, you can't.
you
you
don't
can't
have
take
to.
her up to the door. Otherwise, I'm
Uh,
not gonna be able to get you.
Oh, Okay.
Little chef, are you able to do the telepathic thing with Navari so that we can know where she is and
It
that she
takes
is okay?
10 minutes,
Oh,
or I can cast it as a 5th level spell
no.
and do it instantly.
It's up
I
to you
have
guys
two
if you
fifth
feel
level-
it's worthwhile.
Or don't like.
Navari, how confident are you?
That's good.
Oh, I've got this.
All right,
I'll link with him. Link with her. Let's go.
Yeah,
Okay.
do that.
Hey, hey.
all right.
And
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
I
we
just
got a
would
plan.
feel more comfortable if I knew she was all right, if she's going to be soloing this, essentially.
All right. So Rena and Zavrin go first. Zavrin's holding invisibility at second level now for Navari. So you take them. That's one dimension door. You guys are inside that Kraken room, that first Kraken room.
Is he there?
He is not there.
Okay.
You come back, Oriana. I'll say you do this in an alleyway so that obviously people don't just see you like dimension dooring back and forth.
we will find the best place to do it.
You then have Artemis hop in the bag, and you take Nemeron. Zoom. So all 5 of you are
5 of
now
us,
in
yeah.
that Kraken room. All right, let's get to. So you guys are like waiting there, chilling out as you pop Artemis back out of the bag. All right,
Mhm.
Navari. So yeah, you use the 3 4th levels and you use 1 2nd level. Navari, what do you do? You're outside.
Well, Navari cracks her neck twice back and forth, and then looks around her.
Guards look directly at you. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah. And then
Shouldn't
Y'all
have
have true
looks around her. She's gonna see what's at her disposal. Is there a glass bottle or some piece of debris around her, something that she could toss?
There's potentially like in that alley you could find some like garbage, like a can or something like that if you wanna use it.
Yeah, she'll go and find just a can and stuff it into her coat.
Okay.
And then around the opera house, obviously the front entrance is being guarded. What is the like? Is this like in a line of buildings, or is this like standing on its own?
It's kind of on its own with like a circular sort of like drive area, and then there are some buildings on either side like that go down the street, but it's kind of like the mainstay of the street, and then around that circular area at the back again it goes out into like another street and then more buildings, but this is kind of like a central area. You have the barriers that are going around, and you have at the front still a like a group of people that are kind of like at the front, like talking with the cops or like looking to see what's happening. You have the guards kind of like making sure that no one passes the barrier. Guards like occasionally just patrolling each side to like make sure no one's going over the sides. And then you know that you've seen guards, or when Nemeron did like a check, there are some guards at the back, obviously making sure the back. You do see every so often like guards will change and the doors to the front will open every so often so that another guard will like come out and like one will kind of like go inside.
Okay. Oh man, this is so crazy, but I think she's gonna have to get out of the view of the street because that's not gonna help her at all.
Why? You're invisible.
Oh, I'm invisible. Okay. Yeah, then I'm going to
I was like, what are you doing?
I'm gonna stealth my way as best I can towards the front entrance.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check then for me at advantage since you're invisible.
All right. I mean, this could still go wrong.
Don't double that one. 29. Yeah. You like deftly hop over the barrier quietly, like, you know, quietly like sort of crouch walk towards the door and kind of like are sat sort of in front of the door waiting for the next time it opens.
Yeah, obviously, like opening it myself is going to cause a lot of issues. So reaching into the coat for that can, I am going to wait for the door to open and then hurl the can towards the open side of the door. So what am I
So
saying?
where
Like, you know how,
someone would
like,
someone would be looking out, kind of thing.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, sounds good.
yeah.
Are you going to be kind of like behind, like, so if the door is opening like this, are you going to be behind the door as it opens and tossing it out, and then or are you going to be kind of like on the other side of the door, like there are two double doors, so one's going to like open. Are you going to be standing like here, or are you going to be standing behind the opening door?
Ooh, it's going to be harder to sneak through, but I don't want to risk somebody walking into me, so I'm going to be behind the opening door.
Got it. Okay. All right. Doesn't take very long, maybe like a minute or so. And you hear the door beginning to open. You wait until sort of like the crest of when like someone would like push it to come out, and then you toss. Go ahead and just give me a dexterity check.
All right. Dex check, not saving throw. Gotcha.
Yeah, not a saving throw, just a check. And this is just to see how well you throw it. Natural 20. Yeah, you make like a perfect throw as you kind of like bounce it off the building, and then it kind of like rolls, and it kind of like stops being invisible like halfway as it like hits the side of the building and makes a noise, and you see the person coming in the door kind of go, huh? What was that? Very Metal Gear Solid, like, and starts to walk towards that as the door is like crested open. But it's gonna start closing very soon.
Yeah, I think Navari knows that she can't fully stop the door because that would look unnatural. So, looping a couple fingers around the outside of the door, she just she waits for the guard to clear, hopefully, and when the guard clears, slip through, allowing the door to, as best she can, appear to close on its normal arc.
Yeah. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check for me first, and then another stealth check at advantage.
All right. Whew.
All right. With the acrobatics, you just put your fingers on the door to sort of not stop its motion, but slow it slightly as you kind of like watch the guard begin to walk out, and you just deftly kind of move your body to almost place yourself like flat up against the door, becoming almost part of the door panel as it begins to close. And then go ahead and roll me a stealth.
I've been really lucky, so 26.
All right, yeah, and you're able to kind of like suck in your breath just for a moment, and then as the door is closing, you just kind of like push yourself gently off of it and continue on into that foyer. And as you get into the foyer, you can see a couple of guards just chatting on one side, but they don't seem to notice you. Where are you heading?
I mean, I don't want to I'm invisible. I don't want to press my odds, so I am just going to soft foot it as best I can, directly towards where I know the
under
entrance
part
to
of the Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to go through the actual like opera like main stage area, and as you walk in there, you see a few guards sort of walking the seats, or the aisles. As you sort of walk down, go ahead and give me another stealth to get by. Again, with advantage. Okay, with a 30.
I'm getting really lucky.
You head forward, and as like one of the guards like comes closer to you, you kind of duck into the seats and kind of like hop over another row and kind of come back out, and then continue down towards the stage area, eventually dipping around and then up sort of the stage steps. And as you're kind of like heading up the steps, unknowingly you almost run into another guard that opens sort of the curtains as he's coming out and stepping in, but you manage to just like suck it in and plant yourself sort of against the wall and hold your breath as the guard just like brushes by you, as you feel like the fabric brush by your face.
Oof.
But you hold it for just a second and stay there unmoving as he passes by. He waves a hand hello to one of the other guards, and just as sort of the curtain is like fluttering closed, you manage to deftly move your body in so that it just seems like a natural flow of the curtain as you pass by. You manage to make it down the sort of dressing room hallway, where you do see a bunch of guards outside, or you see a couple of guards outside, and the door open to the dressing room of Helena. But you are able to pass by them as they are very focused on investigating that room and getting all of the evidence needed there. You eventually make it to that that doorway down into the area. You see the door is open, and the stairway before you as you start to head down the stairs. You can see the room is open, but as you step down, you do see that room below the stairs is full of guards seemingly putting on equipment. You do see that head investigator speaking with them and preparing, and he's just talking. He's saying, "Okay, we are preparing. Get your rebreathers ready. We will head down in formation. We want to make sure that we do this as quietly as possible. We do not want to alert this creature more than it already has been. We need to assess the situation and only move when we have positive confirmation of Miss Helena Scarlet." Okay? And you just hear them speaking, but you're at like the doorway. What do you wish to do?
Ooh, so I now have information that the party doesn't have, which means there are guards shortly behind us. And they need to know this, but I can't like Rocky Talkie this to them.
You can.
So...
You have that. You have the.
You have Artemis's thing.
Artemis. No, not Artemis's.
Zavrin's,
Zavrin's
Oh, as
telepathic
telepathic
speech.
Mhm.
He put that on you.
Wrong character.
He
all
put
right.
that on you before he got dimension doored away.
Zav?
Hey, you made it, hopefully. Right?
Oh yeah, I don't know when this is actually coming to you. I imagine you were been in the catacombs for a bit, but
Yeah.
we got guards coming our way. I'm gonna try to get to you as quickly as possible.
Will they not see you like going into the water? Like, does it make like a form thing?
I'm way faster than them.
Okay, Godspeed.
Yeah,
what's
you
going
see
on,
they're
Zavin?
you see they're all like prepared. Like imagine people like getting like scuba equipment on, but they don't really have scuba equipment. But they're getting like packs on. They're getting like their weapons ready. They're preparing themselves, so they're all kind of like focused. And then the head detective, like as he's getting himself ready, he's kind of like talking to them and looking at each of them, and they're all kind of like standing in like a circle in this room, in that room below the stage. You do see across from you that stairwell, flooded stairwell.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try to stealth towards the flooded stairwell,
Mhm.
even though I know entering it is going to make a. I am.
Well, you know the water actually doesn't start right at the top of the stairs. It starts a little bit below.
Okay. Yeah, I am going to do my best to slip in
Okay.
without making too much fuss.
Stealth for me.
Yeah.
Navy SEAL it.
With advantage.
Yeah.
So roll again. Okay. With a 25, you quietly sort of stealth your way around the room. As you're moving around the room, you know that these guards are coming fairly quickly after you.
Mhm.
You weren't there. But let's do something fun. Make a perception check for me.
Okay.
Okay.
20.
All right, with a 20. As you're stealthing through this room, you notice these like strange like arrows on the ground. You're not really sure what they mean, and the last time you were in here, you didn't really pay attention because it was like a quick like let's go diving into the catacombs. But as you're passing sort of out on the outward side of these guards, you see a button on the wall as you're heading towards the stairs.
Navarre looks at the hatch and looks at the button, and she debates. Think out comes the rapier,
Mm-hmm.
and she inches as far away from the button as she can get for the full length of her rapier towards the hatch.
Mm-hmm.
She quietly curses because she doesn't give a shit about getting arrested, but she knows that Orianna would absolutely hate it.
So you don't have to make an attack for this, because you can just use the rapier to press. So you won't lose your invisibility if you do this.
I think she's going to... she's going to push the button and then book it towards the hatch.
All right. So you press the button, and you hear like a v, and you watch as you start booking it. You watch as the guards are kind of like looking, and they're like, "What?" And you see these colored sort of lights line up, and flash as the arrows have all been maneuvered and changed because guards didn't know what they were for and thought it was pretty strange, and have been investigating and figuring out what that had to do with anything. And they are all in the incorrect format, as you hear as you're booking it, you watch the door to the room be covered by a stone wall, and as you're slipping, I need you to make an acrobatics for me.
Okay, this is where I finally get my one. Come on. Oh, okay.
With a 23, you slide as the floor begins to cover over that entrance, as you slide down the steps, and just as the cover is coming, it just grazes your nose and forehead as you slip under, as you hear the water begin to flood the inside of that room while those guards are trying to get prepared. And you have likely stalled them for some indeterminate period of time as they are trying to figure out what the hell they need to do.
Okay, they have plenty of time. They have rebreathers.
Yeah, they're fine. They'll be fine.
Oh my
she
god.
checks to make sure her horn is still there, and then
Yeah, it's there. And eventually you take a breath, you slip into the water, and head down those hallways to make it to the rest of your group, and meet up in the room where you had originally met the Kraken.
Right. We're not in the blender. The Kraken is not here in this room at this moment. So, all in all, we are currently 2 for 2. So, I guess let's get cracking.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. We should probably open the door for Navarre though.
Oh, okay.
I'll say, yeah, you would have
yeah.
done that. And
okay.
so I'll just use again your token, Nemeron.
Okay.
Just because it's easy.
And I can see the farthest.
You have the best vision.
Well,
but that is where you are.
Oh, I have Eyes of Night. I can just use it. I can just reuse it again.
Yep, you can. But I'm still just going to use your token.
Okay.
It's just easy.
I'll go and share it with. I'll share it with Navarre.
Okay.
Orianna.
Am I there yet, or is there?
Yeah, you're in there with them now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I guess. Sorry, Zavern, you're gonna be out of this one. I'll share it with everyone else.
Do you? I assume you let Zavern know when you're in the room with them so that he can drop the invisibility and see you again.
Well, Okay.
I just, hey guys.
Yeah. Okay.
I would say keep them invisible and have them go ahead about 10 feet in front of us as we're moving. I think that'd be a good idea to scout ahead
It's
with this
not a bad idea.
invisibility.
Better work, and I'll
You can see
reestablish
far.
my bond with him.
Okay.
All right.
Could we have opened this door right here while we were waiting?
Yeah, easy enough.
Okay.
Oh, let me move myself. Sorry.
Token, token,
Yeah,
token,
no
token.
problem. Yeah, just leave one token because again, this is just like you're not gonna have battles on.
It's a
this
group.
map.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah,
Okay,
it's a group.
okay.
Just a map.
Yeah, it's
For
just
a
map.
travel map. All right. Let's not
Okay.
waste any time. Let's get going.
Oh, there
We
we go.
don't know how long the guards are going to be.
Any
so-
time is precious. Any time is precious. Let's go, and I'll try to bust my way through through the door.
Yeah, I mean,
We already
easily
opened
enough.
it, yeah.
With you opened it with enough time. Like it's easy enough to get through. All right, so you guys are at about 20 minutes now of time.
Okay.
You look down this hallway again with your long dark vision. You are able to see.
And can I make a perception check to see if we hear any more opera music coming from this direction?
Yeah, please go ahead and make a perception check.
Because I don't want
on
to
that.
endanger or alert the.
Oh, I don't
Second
hear
one.
anything.
Why? 23.
No, Oriana doesn't hear anything.
Oh.
Okay. You don't hear any opera music right now.
Okay.
As it stands. But where you are, you do.
Another door.
Yep.
Okay. Bust it open.
Yeah, let's keep moving.
And
Okay, go ahead and make an athletics.
This is the direction that it went, right? When we
Can
saw
I
it leave.
assist?
Well, you don't really. I mean, you don't know, but you
There was an ink
assume there
cloud.
was a big ink pool, but you assume that it probably didn't go back. Like the only other option was that other door
Yeah.
that you'd come in, or the portcullis, and it definitely didn't come your way. So yeah, probably went up this way.
Can
Wait,
I
when
assist with the
Yeah, of course you can. So
doors
make
and
an
stuff?
athletics check with advantage.
Advantage. Okay. 26.
All right, 26. Yeah, easily enough. You push it open, and you see this. And
Another whirlpool.
Oriana's
Don't-
gonna stay like at the back of the group after last time getting sucked in.
So you see this, and what you see as you come inside of this room is you enter the small room, and you notice a statue of a woman with seashells among her hair and clothes, and a fin instead of legs, and with and her hand is held in a cupped position.
Is this a
But
is
then
this a deity?
there's also a door on your left hand side.
we don't got
Is
time.
this
We
a,
don't got time.
is this a deity?
Yeah.
You can make a perception check.
Perception. Okay. Sorry. let me just
Well,
look at-
Since I assume they're gonna have to try and open this door, while they're doing that, could I investigate the statue a little bit?
Sure.
Also,
So the perception with a 23, you get the sense that this is kind of some kind of depiction, maybe of Melora, goddess of nature.
okay. Thank you.
21 for investigation.
It looks like her cupped hands are there, sort of in a fashion of, like perhaps something should be offered.
I'll look around very quickly and see if there's like something in the room that looks like it could fit.
With that investigation, no, you don't see anything.
I'll just have you gotten the door open?
Have we
Again?
got the door open?
Yeah,
Go ahead
we'll
and
try-
make a athletics check.
With advantage because of Rena.
Another
Jesus.
26. Yeah, you're able to push the door open again.
Maybe, then I'll just say maybe some other time, Melora, and I'll just swim back over to the group.
Does anything happen when we push a door open with empty hands?
With empty hands?
Like with the statue with nothing in its hands.
I guess you'll find out.
Well, let's go. Okay.
That's nature, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Melora, yeah.
The goddess of nature, yeah, Melora. That's what you see.
I
Another
could
door.
give her a baggie of epicac.
At this point,
Oh no.
as you open the door, you do hear. Where did I put it? Put it in here.
The bubbles in
Here.
the background.
Out of
You hear
curiosity.
music playing from a room close by.
Out of curiosity. If we come across the actual squid first, are we attacking first or are we talking first?
No,
We need to know. Because if we're attacking,
we don't have air for that.
alright, so if we're going to fight it, we'll fight through it. If we run into it. We need to know. So we're all
I
on the
wish
same page.
I wish we did not have to, but I do not think we have the luxury of trying to do this the right way.
No. Oh no, this
Is that
concert
a
has
yes
stopped.
or a no?
We are fighting.
Alright, good to know. And then
Okay, I will walk. We will swim up to that door.
Okay, well, okay, can you move yourself
Oh yeah, I already did.
one?
One?
No, put yourself like, yeah, right there. So what
Oh.
you notice?
Oh, no.
No, I just want to like make sure that you notice some stuff. So you notice a door
Oh.
there.
Okay.
And then you notice this here, and a little bit going into here. The music sounds to be coming from your the room to your left.
From the hallway to my left.
Yeah, the one
Or-
that goes like down into that room below you.
Okay. Should we just go through the door above us, or to the right of us,
Have-
guys?
Navari, swing very stealthily into that room and see what's in there.
And I'll move.
Sure.
I'll move this character, I guess.
Yeah, that's
Let's
fine.
do it.
All right, so go ahead and roll a stealth check with advantage. 29.
Oh my god.
Hey, it's what I do.
Okay.
That's fair.
As you watch this music play, as you get close to the chamber, you hear the music and you watch as this band plays in the water. And moving through the chamber, you see that same large creature as before. However, this time he is in the midst of like swooshing and swirling through the water, preparing and enjoying sort of the performance and kind of like leading this band through this song.
I will relay this to Zavrin.
Okay.
I feel kind of bad about murdering this guy.
Fair enough. I mean, perhaps we can just find mommy and head out. And I'll signal to the group. Kraken, dancing, the music.
Has it noticed Navari? Has
Nope.
it?
Seems
No.
to be caught up in the performance.
Should we just slip by?
Move on. Move on.
It'll kill my invisibility, but I can cast silence on the hallway.
While we try to bat. Oh,
The hallway up here. We might be able to slip by.
make sure you're out of visual of him before you do it. If you want to do it.
You hear the music come to a close, and you don't hear anything, but you see this creature looking at these other. You see Rayo looking at these other these band members, seemingly communicating with them in some way. You can't hear anything.
I'll relay back to Zavrin saying we don't have a lot of time, and there's a lot to fight here. What does Orianna want to do? Should we just try to sneak past, or what?
Well, I'll relay it to the group and say if Navaya comes back, I could also do some sort of image or something that hopefully blocks them from seeing us as we swim down the hallway. If we go down the hallway,
Won't
I mean,
work.
we could just go to this door, like somehow can't ping, but the one on the very north, very top, that one.
There you go. That pinged.
how large? DM, how large is the opening here? Like 30 feet, 100 feet. This at the top side of the room.
You're at 15 minutes or so of air.
We
You guys
can't
can
risk
hear
them
me,
see us.
Orianna.
Kind of.
Wait, what happened to Orianna? You went a bit robot-y.
They, yeah. So Orianna DC'd several times, so now our cameras are all catawampus, like I'm
Mhm.
Emerald and everything. So it, you know.
Orianna
it is
says
what it is.
north door.
Oh, Orianna got messed up. There we go.
Oh no.
DM, how large
Might
is
have got
this
reoriented.
part of the northern side of the room here? The gap there, is that like 10 feet, 30 feet, 100 feet?
Oh, probably about yeah, if I'm thinking about this, that room's quite huge. So it's probably like 60 or 70 feet.
Okay, so I go and cover it with yeah, no, major image is still too small for that. Well,
And
no.
silence will cover a portion of it, but it won't cover the
Mhm.
entire thing.
Oh well. We go through the north door.
Have we seen like fish or anything else down here? Like other animals?
You have seen in that first room where you guys had dimension doored in, there were small fish flitting about. Not so much in the corridors. In that room with the statue, you did see a few smaller fish. And then Navari just sees like these aquatic creatures that are in this band. Some of them are like weird fish-like creatures. Some of them are like other tentacled creatures, but much smaller, playing certain instruments. Some of them are more like humanoid. Some of them are more like toad-like. Some of them are more like fish head, but like have arms and like finned hands, kind of thing. All playing instruments.
Think out loud, because I'm thinking if I could do seeming, doesn't require concentration. I can make it either look like very large fish or junk just floating by in the water. If
You
there's
could
like
do that.
ship junk,
But yeah,
I'm just trying to
remember
figure
that you
out
have
what
to.
around us
You
would
can
look
only
like
make
that.
yourselves be like 1 foot shorter or
Mhm.
taller or thinner. So you don't see. I mean, like I said, you see some of these well, you don't see them because you haven't gone into the room. Only
Right.
Navari has seen them. So the
The
only types of fish that you've seen are like very small, like
Mhm.
regular,
Fry.
sea fish.
The last time that we fought this thing, did he see through Navari's sneakiness, or he was
Yes.
not there when we? So then it would not matter if we try to sneak; he could still see us if we are not just trying to be quiet.
So we beat it to the punch then. Just hurry up and go through.
Probably, I think
Okay.
I think we need to just try to be as quiet as we can and go.
Okay.
Because I think any kind of spell we might try to cast is not going to work.
I'll say at this point you do hear the bands like starting to pack up and put their things
We
away.
need to go. Let's go.
Go. Boss the door open.
So do we all have to stealth? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
I
Just
can't
doing
ping.
this door, right?
Yeah,
oh,
the north one.
door. Okay.
We don't need to stealth. We'll just open the door. We're not going in his line of sight.
It's a stone door though. That's the thing.
Okay. So go ahead and you're going to attempt to open the door.
I mean, we
Yeah.
can't stealthily open a stone door. It's either gonna make noise or it's not, right?
Yeah. Well, The doors you've noticed like underwater, they're not really making noise. They're just hard
Yeah.
to push because of the pressure
Oh.
of the water. So it's
Okay.
not like they're making like or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like but you attempt
So I'm like
to
trying to
yes,
figure out why we're talking about making stealth
Okay.
checks.
yeah,
The
you
vibration would
attempt
carry through the
to-
water.
Yeah, that potentially could. Or the current coming out of the
Right.
door. But anyway, you attempt to push on this door. It does not seem to move. It seems locked in some sort of fashion.
Oh, of course. Okay.
This one does have a handle, though.
Oh. Is it it's a stone door with a handle?
Still a stone door, but it has this like heavy sort of metal handle on it, and looks like a locking mechanism.
I can pop it, but it would be very loud.
Hmm.
How
Are
does
you gonna-
it really do us any good?
You
And
start
Liam,
to
how-
hear the
how far
band
is this
beginning
door?
to shuffle out of the room.
I can give us some time. Work on the door, and I'm gonna swim out to where the Kraken is.
Oh my God, Orianna.
Okay. You're swimming into the room.
Yes.
All right. Let me get this.
I have a
Can you
feeling
open
this is
the
a
door,
bedroom.
like, open it quickly or open it loudly?
Lockpick it.
quickly.
Just lockpick it. I'm giving you time.
Psychic to Zavrin. Keep going. I've got Orianna.
Okay.
Who has the lock picking amongst us here?
Is it a lock
Sorry.
situation?
Is the handle made of metal or is it stone? What is the
It's
handle
metal.
made of?
A metal.
You
Well.
said there was a locking mechanism on it.
Oh.
But Navarre's
There's a
out.
lock.
Yeah,
There's a
is
lock
Navarre
on it.
with us?
No,
Oh,
Navarre
there
went,
is a
I
lock
think.
on it. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's
then
what I
I
said.
don't have. I
That's
don't
why
have
I'm-
Orianna.
I'm-
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'll-
No, it's fine. I'm gonna try and distract it.
Sorry, who did you give the Eyes of Night to again, Nemeron?
I gave it to everyone but Zavrin.
Okay, everyone.
They can do it for
The
more
ranged
people.
guy. That's great. I don't need to see far. That's
You're
fine.
welcome. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Let me just get this.
All right, so then I don't have Orianna. I have.
Yeah.
I'm lockpicking a door.
Okay.
All right. Let me. So Oriana, you swim down into that room, and
Yeah.
you see.
Oh no.
Fine. It's fine. If shit goes
And-
sideways, you guys will know.
And seeing you turning as the rest of the band is like filtering out and swimming away, Rayo turns and he says, "Oh, you're back. You have my contract."
Unfortunately, I do not have the actual physical contract with me at the moment. I wanted to inform you. I've spoken with the owners of the theater. We are working on setting up the contract. It does take some time. So I just wanted to clear things with you. I didn't want you to think, oh, she's not coming back. I just wanted to make sure everything was good down here while we work on getting that settled for you.
You are a liar and a swine, and you come to me when I've asked you for one thing, and now you are meddling in my wonderful performance. I am preparing for my debut, and you are meddling where you do not belong.
No,
Don't
I'm sorry.
tease the Kraken, kids! And initiative.
Okay. Hey,
Do we hear him pop
I-
off?
You will hear the last part of, because you guys are pretty far away, but you will hear, not like super far, but again, sound traveling. He was speaking very demurely initially, and so was Oriana. But at the end, when you hear the "Don't tease the Kraken, kids," you do hear that.
Okay.
So you know that he's gotten angry. But I will give you the opportunity while that was happening to make your lockpick, your thieves' tools check on that door, just because you would have had the time during that.
So when I have proficiency with it is Dex.
So it
plus
should be
proficiency?
Dex plus Prof. Yeah. So
Okay,
whatever
so
your Dex
basically
is.
a saving throw.
Dex save. Yeah, you could use a Dex save if you want.
Well, it has proficiency, so it's.
That's what I mean.
simply
You
just
can use a
saving-
Dex
yeah,
save, or you could use like one of your like other Dex proficiency skills that
yeah. Oof.
a 12. You're having trouble with that lock when you initially attempt to pick it.
Okay. when that kicks off, then I'm gonna keep my thieves' tools out and just turn to the party that's still with me and says, "Help Oriana. I'll
Is
take
our
care
track-
of this."
I
Is
can
our
pop
cracker-
it. Let me pop it. I think it'll work.
All right. Well, at this point, the initiative is going to kick off. So I am going to pull your tokens onto the map, but you're not actually on this map yet because
So we don't see it.
because you're just not there yet.
You gotta try your new initiative button.
Oh,
The
Oh.
initiative
Yeah, you
button?
can. Yeah, it should be in the top left. Hang on, let me bring up the initiative tracker.
Noise.
And try it,
Mhm.
and it
Initiative?
should.
Yeah, it's by your clicker, your
Yeah.
cursor button at the top left of your screen.
room.
Oh, up there.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, it works.
I don't-
Hey.
I don't.
Oh.
Wait, I don't see it. The clicker.
Wait, mine. It
Rena, you
disappeared for
can
me.
you can click it twice because you get
Oh,
advantage
click on your token.
initiative.
You still have to click on your token.
I
Yeah,
don't
you have
know
to
where
click
it's
on your token. It
Mhm.
should be
Oh.
at the top. Yeah, it should be the top right of the screen.
Yeah, I did.
And then
I
at the
just
top
rolled
left
really
of right beside.
bad.
Oh, did you
I
roll
don't know where
twice?
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
no. Wait.
Yeah,
There-
it took.
You
It
have a
takes your.
13,
It
yeah.
takes. Yeah, I'll put in the 13. Like,
Yeah.
it takes-
I
There's
rolled
that
a
one.
4 and a 5, so yeah,
The
I
top.
bad.
Oh, there it is. Okay. So I'll roll twice because I have advantage too. Because of
Hey,
Oh, yeah,
Artie,
yeah,
I've
'cause
got
you're- yeah.
another one for you.
I rolled 2 18s.
Nice. Okay.
Finally. Okay. Plus, let's go.
All right.
Oh,
All
it's
right.
so cool.
I'm just gonna roll for this guy. What did he get? Plus 0. So.
Bro. Oh.
He got. There we go. All right. And as you hear this, you turn. Navari, you're still at the door trying to figure out what you could possibly do to get inside. And you know that you only have a short amount of time left of breath, but you found Rayo once more. Perhaps you can stop him, perhaps not. But hopefully he doesn't stop you. And with that, that is where we're going to end our session tonight. But yeah, you guys are probably about 60. If you go straight down the same, like down from that doorway where you guys are, you're probably about 60 feet from the room.
Okay.
If you go across, you're even further. You're probably, because like to get down to the top part of the room where you would come out somewhere like up here, you're probably about like 70 feet maybe. Let me just see. Yeah, about 70 feet to get to that top area. Cool. All right, guys. Well, you have made it back down again, and have made it a little further within this strange underground catacomb. We will see if we play next week. Like I said, everyone, we are. It is the holidays. It is Canada Day and Independence Day, and we'll just see. And I'm traveling during the week for work, so depending on how I feel, but we will send you a notification if we aren't playing. But I think we will. So, thank you so much for sticking with us and watching. We appreciate you all. Thank you for the raid. And please remember, if you enjoy the sessions, enjoy our stream, please share with your fellow D&D lovers. The best way to help a stream grow is to spread the word. And remember, folks, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. Have a great Friday, make good choices, and we hope to see you back here next week. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Night, everybody.